still so far behind.
Yeah. I haven't watched the last episode.
It's one episode. It's not that far behind.
Yeah, it starts as one episode, and then it's like 3 episodes, and 5 episodes.
Snowballs.
Hey man, I got a promotion at work. I gotta stay busy, you know.
Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Lear rolled initiative.
Because he's an idiot.
Let's go.
Let's go, he says.
I'm the first to wake up.
You're the first. Is that how we're going to do this today? What happens if you roll a natural 1? You just not wake up?
You're sleeping. You die in your sleep.
You die in the game, you die in real life, so...
No.
You guys better have those firearms ready.
Ugh. Jesus, Medicus was up before any of us.
Holy shit.
He didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, he didn't even go to sleep.
Natural 20, you don't sleep.
He went back in time to a timeline where he did go to sleep, and then replaced his that self with his current self, so that he would be well rested.
The new Novus. Oddly the same as the old Novus. Just different.
Just rested.
Yeah. Not as
A little bit
tired.
more rested.
Oh.
All right.
I got my
well,
water totems for my shaman. Took an hour and a half of just that quest line. Of walking everywhere. It's
Who cares about that? You gotta get your air totems.
That's 30.
Damn.
We could play D&D, but in Dead Mines, and
Dead Mines.
Each global cooldown is a roll of the dice.
Ooh.
Yeah, so for our World of Warcraft one-shot, you can run us through Dead Mines.
It would take us
That would
4
be really
hours
cool.
to get through it.
Yeah, it'd be hard to take any longer than it actually took us to go through Dead Mines yesterday.
It was
But
only an hour. It was really fun.
yeah, it was exciting to say the least.
It was fun after the first 3 pools.
Yeah, we got the hang of it.
Oh, I didn't
All of us
realize.
got
I didn't
comfortable.
realize that there were so many of those fuckers in there, and that they patrol.
They
That dungeon
spawn
is
in
actually
randomly.
kind of. The dungeon's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like
For
you don't
one of the
really.
first dungeons.
You don't really get to experience it if you just go through it in live, or if you are higher than the appropriate level for it. Or you
I'm telling you, we should all level as a group in just dungeon.
yeah,
pretty fun.
it'd be cool. And then next time it'll take us 55 minutes.
Nah, it'll be less. I'm 20 now. It's a lot
20.
smoother. I got my healing totem.
21. And hopefully we have a third DPS
Yeah,
next time.
Justin.
Yeah, Justin. Had
Where
to
was
work.
He was working a double yesterday, and it ain't his fault.
What a loser.
You know what is his fault? Not talking
You were
to the
incredibly
microphone.
quiet, Justin.
Incredibly quiet.
You need to
Justin.
pump those numbers up.
Let's pump them up.
Did you listen to that song yet, Cody?
No, I keep forgetting. Every time you say it, I'm like, oh, shit.
Is your microphone pulled out of your headset?
Does he have a microphone?
Does he have a headset?
Does he have a mouth?
Is he using dial-up?
Is he capable of human
How
language?
about now?
Better.
How about
That's
now?
quite a bit better.
How now,
Better than
Bronco?
nothing.
How now, Brown?
There he is.
Can you hear me now?
Just
Good.
He's alive.
Anyway,
Throwback.
I'm like,
Yeah, anyway, since we're done waiting for a couple of chuckle fucks to finish their TFT game, I believe we can get started.
Is this thing on?
oh,
We were done 10 minutes ago, so
Yeah.
don't blame it on us.
It is on.
So anyway, the group of retards woke up, got some new powers from a weird old man who touched us inappropriately. The wizard lived, surprise, surprise. Went on a little adventure, almost fell off a cliff, but with our superior intellect, we used tools to get past it. Found out who the simps of the group were, looking at you, Rashadir. And Cliff. Fought some herpes. Didn't get any. Got some more jewels. Nova's got some glasses. We went to go sleep. A goblin showed up, bought some shit from him. He rides a wolf. And we learned about giants. Give me my inspiration point. I'm already taking it. Thank you.
Yes, that was beautiful. Thank you, thank you.
He also didn't want to come with us.
I didn't even have to
For
ask.
some reason.
So you can have a super duper special magical inspiration point.
He's got
of
an elven,
destiny.
elven accuracy inspiration point.
It does nothing. It does nothing additional to a regular inspiration point.
It's just a little shiny.
But it smells like strawberries.
I'll just take an extra inspiration point for the one you stole from me last session.
You get to add a D4 to that inspiration point.
So let's get started. Recap over.
Yeah,
Novus
excellent
is the
recap.
first one awoke.
Well, actually,
apparently.
before anyone awakes, Dorian, you're having a very bad dream
Is it bad?
right now. Dorian, you find yourself
You did a doo-doo in your diaper.
in a place dark, devoid of almost anything of recognition. And all you can feel is your own consciousness surrounding yourself. You look out into the space and make a perception check as you do.
I'm good at these. Perception. There you are. Natural 20. 21. Told you I'm good at these.
As you look around, a harrowing realization comes upon you as you know exactly where you are. You find yourself in the same place you were many years ago. You're in the Underdark. Or rather, something like the Underdark. You look around and you see a twisted visage of your own memories. Seeing things in the shadows that you'd rather not see. After a few moments of stunned realization, you begin to see a gray and red mass of swirling energy engulf you. You look around, trying to move, perhaps trying to grab for your blade, but you can't. You're paralyzed. Until you begin to hear a voice. I require blood. I must have blood. I need blood, and you will give it to me. And at this, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
18.
You begin to feel a sharp pain where you normally keep your sword. You're able to stave off it. And as you grab for your blade, you then begin to feel the same sharp pain on your body in a place very familiar to you. The same place where a dear friend once impaled themselves upon said blade, but this time on your own body. The voice calling out to you. That old fool has awakened your power, Dorian. It is your responsibility to feed it. You do wish to grow stronger, don't you? You must go stronger. Only then can... And as those words escape the voice, you see a flash in front of your eyes. The same visage that the Harpy Matriarch had pushed into your mind the day before. A city in the Underdark. A large city. Burning to the ground in front of your eyes. Feed our blade. The blood of the strong, Doran. Do what you must, Doran. So that you may at last avenge us. Do it, bruh. And at this moment, you awake, drenched in a cold sweat, and bolt up The sun beginning to rise around you.
Did I recognize
Your-
any of those voices?
Make a intelligence check.
I am mediocre at these.
Oh, no, you're not.
Psych. Natural 20 for 21.
Holy shit.
You can't shake the feeling that you knew who this was. Perhaps not the voice itself, but a feeling. And I will... I sent you a message.
I see it.
You cannot shake how real this dream truly felt. And based on those initiative rolls from earlier, Lear, you and Novus, as well as I need Cliff and Rashidar to make initiative rolls also.
Are these to awaken? Because I don't sleep, remember?
Ooh, Cliff.
So Cliff, being having gone to bed quite early the night before,
He's well rested.
has actually awoken bright and early, very hungry. He forgot to eat before he went to sleep.
So I still need to roll.
Rashidar, yes, you
I don't sleep.
are able to recognize. Actually, all of you awaken before Doran does, and each of you are startled by the bolting awake of Doran, and you can all see the pain and utter confusion in Doran's eyes. He's unable to conceal it.
I check. Any marks anywhere? Where I was feeling those spikes of pain?
Okay, make an investigation check with advantage.
Investigation check. 18.
You feel for your blade. It's there. It is there. You feel at your neck, just below the chin. And your fingers are met with a pinprick of blood rolling down your neck.
I say night terrors. My wife gets those. Try not sleeping on your back.
Sure. I'll try that next time.
I
Oh,
read
well.
something in college that says you're more likely to have them when you sleep on your back. So, just a thought. So I whip up some breakfast.
Breakfast.
I'll just start getting ready. Eyes darting back to the sword every few seconds to make sure it's there.
The goblin didn't get up earlier than everyone else, right?
Yeah, where's
Yeah.
old No Eyes? Is
No
Is
eyes.
Skelly still T-posing over him as he sleeps?
Yes.
Not to be rude, but could you maybe call this thing off of me, please? It's starting to freak me out.
Without looking or saying anything in my head, I'll tell him, I'll command it to go take a walk around our perimeter.
Easily enough.
Skeleton.
Your skeleton can make a perception check as well. We'll resolve that in a moment. Well, looks like it's time for me to go. Yeah, I can leave, right?
You wait there 1 minute.
I disable the alarm.
Okay.
Everyone check your shit before he leaves.
Level 3. Yeah, I like to check my stuff.
All my stuff is there.
Yep. It looks
I rolled
Take a
twice, a
quick
20 and
glance
a
at it.
1. Nice.
Just making sure all of our stuff is there.
I gotta look. My God.
Ooh.
Dorn and Rashidar, you kind of see everyone else not really checking very thoroughly, and so you both kind of check their belongings as well for any disturbances. Additionally, the Skelly,
LA.
rather,
Yeah.
as well as Rashidar, throughout the night, we're keeping a good eye on Old No Eyes,
I
and
had a
he
20 last
seemed
night.
a bit too paralyzed out of fear to even attempt anything nefarious. And along with your checking, you're confident that nothing is missing from anyone's belongings.
All right, you're free to go.
Oh yeah, thank you, and thank you all for the advice yesterday. You know, I don't have many customers that let me see, how do I put this? Even compared to the smarts of Old No Eyes. So I hope I meet y'alls again.
You too, little friend.
And I might have to try out one of them big cities you were talking about. But
You
all
might
right,
wanna
Sir Dashington III, we're off.
You might want to set up a stall outside the city before trying to get in. Get people kind of
And
used to you.
No Eyes Wolf Companion, Sir Dashington III, stands up, kind of does a big morning stretch. You know, when dogs put their paws way out front,
Does Cliff
sort of
say
do one of those
big
big back
stretch as he
stretches.
does it?
It is law. It is law of human nature. You must say big stretch whenever an animal does that.
Ooh, big stretch. I don't know why I said that. Sorry.
Yes, the words escape your mouth before you can even formulate the thought in your mind.
Because he is a human.
Cliff,
And
I'll toss you the mantle I made for you. The furs keep you warm.
Oh,
Goes
nice.
around your shoulders like a nice cloak. Comes around to the front a little bit. Made myself one.
When did you
I'll
do
start-
this?
When you were sleeping, actually. I had to fight to get some of them free from you, but I'll start working on some others too before we leave. While everybody else is eating, I'll pop a good berry and eat or
Oh.
mess with making more.
with that, No Eyes collects his belongings, saddles up upon Sir Dashington III, moves out back onto the road, takes one look back towards you all, gives Sir Dashington III a hearty slap upon the rear end, and says, "And we're off!" And Sir Dashington III begins walking very slowly down the path. It takes several minutes before they get far enough away to escape your view. They steadily move along the road, back the way that you came.
That is a disturbing image.
And so now, Skelly doesn't see anything along the roads and is simply patrolling, keeping you all aloof while you enjoy your morning meal as well as your morning rituals and tasks that you each perform.
Good.
And so, as the day begins, what would you all like to do?
Just working on those mantles and cloaks for us before we head out. Try and make a few more.
Okay. I'll say if you hang out in camp for the first hour or so of the day, you can finish the rest of them.
Okay. Well, let's
With
focus
each
on-
one, you're getting a little bit quicker.
Nice.
How nice do they look?
These are exquisite cloaks. but
They.
yeah.
Well, why don't you say, Lear? What do they look like?
So you know the classic, just like shoulder mantle, come around to the front cloak, but it billows to the front, then you can actually wrap yourself up into it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just it works, you know. There's nothing fancy about it. It just
How well's the
something
stitching?
simple. I don't know.
It's not a master's work by any means, but you can tell that Lear's definitely done this in the past. The winters in the Southwood do get a bit cold on occasion, and so many of the druids there have taught him how to properly create warm clothing. And so he's done his best that he can do. And so they are functional. Not pretty. Not something that you would, see sold at a business in a large city or even a small town. But they'll get the job done and they'll keep you warm.
It's function over form.
And so once Lear completes that, you can all add winter's clothes to your inventory.
Is that an actual item? Pretty sure, right?
It is, yes. And it's just a in-game representation of having something that can keep you warm when it gets real cold.
I cannot find it.
Clothing, cold weather is what you're looking for.
Yeah, cold weather clothing. Yeah.
I mean, in the words of a long-forgotten blade singer, my stoicism will keep me warm.
My stoicism will keep me warm. Not sure how that plays into my character's nature, though.
And so, any chatter, any discussions, while you all are waiting for Lear to finish up?
I talked to Cliff. As I'm working, I'm guessing I'm pretty close to Cliff. And I kind of focus on my work, but Cliff, you said Lady Fire? Is this the goddess you've chosen to follow?
Lady Fire Hair.
Lady Fire Hair. My apologies. Can you tell me more about her?
Yeah, it
represent?
was just kind of a joke in college, honestly. But she ended up giving me 4 beautiful blessings.
What are these blessings?
My children.
Oh. Yes, of course. That's all she gave you? I mean, that's wonderful.
What?
No, I mean...
Yeah, I
first-
mean, Okay, have you guys ever seen what's that movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell? Where he,
The other guys?
yeah, where he's like, yeah, we learned how to play the flute just to make fun of the kids that could play the flute or whatever. Yeah, I basically prayed to her so much just to, as a joke, and then now she's given me powers and 4 children. Is what I'm trying to say, but it was kind of as a joke to get...
That is a intense joke. Did it I mean, I guess it didn't backfire.
No, I mean, I've kept the joke going, so...
Wow.
Wait a minute. You have kids.
I'm so confused. Because most goddesses and deities, they demand. They don't just give. Did you have to give up anything? What balance is there to this?
I mean, I'd pray to her. I give offerings, and I don't
I
know.
haven't seen you give a single offering since we've been together.
True.
My time. I'm a dad of 4. That's a lot of.
Did someone
That's
say
a lot of
time?
offering.
I just want to go back. You have 4 children.
You didn't know that?
Yes, I
No.
gave them mushrooms earlier when we first met.
Clarification. That was only you two. No one else went to Cliff's
Yeah.
house.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
telling you
no one
that,
else
like,
has seen
I
the
gave them
supposed children that Cliff has.
So you have 4 children. Do you have a wife?
Yep. A lot of mouths to feed.
And you're out here.
Why do you think I'm here?
That's a good question. Why are you here?
No money.
And you thought this was the way to take
I
care
mean,
of your
clearly,
family?
we have made a lot of
I've
money.
made more money in 2 weeks than I have in the past 10 years.
Okay, and say that you fell down that cliff like the harpies wanted. Then what?
I would
Then
take
I would
the money
expect
back
Lear to
them.
spend all that. Yeah, take that money to them.
Yeah,
I look at Lear. And I look back at him. I'm like, are you sure
My
about
last
that?
Lear and testament.
I've made promises to Cliff, and
Insight
I
check.
intend to keep them.
Insight check
Okay.
that.
I'm
Okay.
helping him.
You can roll an insight check, I suppose.
I'm helping you.
Ooh. I don't
Okay,
know.
what, Lear? What does he with that roll? What does he get?
Check my additives here. Being truthful. You don't see any type of ill will toward Cliff. No bringing back Cliff Williams
Oddly
after
specific.
life.
Okay. Alright. Then you're just gonna do this out of the goodness of your heart.
He
We
cares
can-
not for gold.
I really don't.
Why would he hold on to it?
I really don't. That's why I bought everything for the group, potion wise, or tried to. I don't.
And even
Need it
earlier, I
besides
tried
for this
sending some
cause.
back, but I was too sketched out by the postman to mail all my gold back home.
The postman. Don't ever trust the postman.
If you want, Cliff, I could see about Skelly here delivering the gold to your wife and children.
I walk up and put my hand on.
I don't know how well that would go over.
Yes, because if it's more than 24 hours, he might attack. lose control.
Not the issue.
I feel like that's not. Yeah, it wouldn't be that good of an idea. I'll figure out something.
Or he can just
But-
go home himself and give them
That
the
is
money.
true, Cliff. There's no one forcing you to do this, but
Well, our
I do
job's not
appreciate
complete.
it.
I don't want to lose my job.
maybe just this one job and be enough for you to retire. Unless maybe you find meaning in this. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm still just confused. You have a family, and you chose to leave them to come do this.
I mean, it is a lot of money. I mean, this is incredible amounts
I don't.
I've ever seen.
I think his kids would rather have their father than gold.
I think they'd rather eat than starve to death.
I'll say it might take perspective to understand.
You don't know me.
You don't know my life. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I love it.
I don't mean to pry.
You don't know
on
who I am.
Goddess Cliff. I want to understand because it seems. I feel like I've upset you with my motion over
No.
to Skelly over there.
And
It just
so you
seems a
know-
little unnatural. I guess I don't understand you.
For someone who claims
I
that
honest-
the natural order, bringing back the dead doesn't seem very natural.
And honestly, that's how I felt in a way before the Grey One. He kind of unlocked meaning and understanding to the cycle that we follow.
Novus, I think you had something you were saying.
And just so you know, Cliff, I did see a universe where you did go over that cliff, and you did not make it.
That's why I tie myself to a rock.
I don't believe that's what he meant.
Quick thinking. But yeah, he seemed to unlock some understanding in the cycle. It seems when you die, you give back to the earth and to Faerun. And if needed to progress a goal that could better stabilize the natural cycle that we're doing right now, I feel this black ichor is taking things that are alive and forcing them into this rage and changing them unnaturally. I feel like maybe I can get a little bit more use out of this than just.
Or you
Decay.
drove.
Say, is that not what you're doing to Skelly though?
But he's
Isn't-
passed.
isn't
He has no
Skelly-
soul left.
Isn't Skelly got like a bunch of vine muscles and stuff?
Yeah, he has like fungus and vines keeping him together.
He smells awful.
It just
I
seems
can,
to
I
me
can change that.
You druids aren't as locked into your morals as you like people to believe.
We really don't care what people believe of us. I care what you guys think, but that's different. I know you.
I don't really care that you have that thing, and I point to Skelly, walking around. It's just when
But
you preach about life and death and the importance of not messing with it, and then you have that thing.
But to answer your question, it kind of started as a joke in college to pray to her. You know, the fertility goddess, maybe get a few chicks here and there, and then she's given me so many blessings from these quote unquote jokes that I've just kind of kept it going.
Why would you want baby chickens?
I'm supposed to be the funny guy. Doran?
What are you talking about? I
And
don't
Dor,
know.
maybe
I don't know how baby chickens fall into this equation. Why would you pray to a fertility goddess for baby chickens?
For hot chicks with big boobas.
Chickens don't have boobs.
They're
You're making
avian creatures, not mammals. They have no mammary glands.
you're making less and less sense as you speak.
maybe I just blame my ignorance earlier. My misunderstanding of the cycle. The Grey One just kind of helped me understand more. I look over at Medicus. Sorry about, preaching to you.
I'm sorry
No,
I was good
maybe-
that weekend at Bernie's you if you didn't come back.
My view has changed quite a bit, actually, after facing death, it seems.
Mortality.
It's not just, like you said, it doesn't have a soul. Like, its soul has passed. You're just using its resources that it's left behind on this earth.
For a greater good, in my
For a greater
opinion, of
good.
course.
It would just be the same as using a pile of sticks that were on the ground. You're just using bones.
Exactly.
So Novus, you would be completely fine then with his original plan for you, had you not walked out of
no,
the cave.
not me. No. I'd like to be. If I die, I'd like to be sent back to my group.
So then, let's just I'll make a deal with everyone. I will not use your corpses or skeletons for
Thank you.
Now, I
my
get using
goals.
like
Insight check. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the DM. I don't have to insight check.
I don't have to
Especially-
insight check it either. He's lying.
If I die, please set up a GoFundMe for my family. And send the ashes back to them.
Sure. Well, I'll
So
have
you-
Skelly send them.
I'll cremate you myself.
Maybe I can get a couple skellies to make sure they get there safely.
I mean, he's going to produce a lot of ashes.
They condense. We can make it work.
Be a big ash bowl.
Maybe I can teach Skelly to laugh for you, Cliff.
Practice
That
some
would help
jokes
you.
on him.
Yeah.
Well, not if you're forcing him to. That's kind of against the whole point.
I mean, it wouldn't make you feel any better.
No.
Okay.
And
Well,
just about that time, you finished the last stitch on
Hey,
cloaks.
Hey, look
I
at
think-
that.
about everyone.
I haven't had much success in playing my instruments or telling stories, so I'm hoping one day that I can maybe tell jokes for an audience and make some coin that way.
Hopefully, we get to a town after all this is done. Maybe you can play and set up shop a little bit. You have plenty more stories to tell. No adventures here.
Yeah, as long as this giant doesn't yeet me off the fucking cliff, then maybe.
Speaking of which, what is
Yes.
our plans for dealing with the giants?
I don't know.
All eyes turn to Lear.
I have this staff to remind them, but it seems like their new management really doesn't give a
Mm,
hoot about it.
Maybe
according
Was that a druid pun?
I was just gonna say.
Cliff is rubbing off on me. I'm sorry.
according to No Eyes, they seem to be really impressed with
By
magic.
magic.
True. But how can
And
we
they seem
put that
to
in naturally?
and they seem to really like it if you speak highly of their god.
Scarasis, right?
Is that how you pronounce it? Graces?
It is.
DM.
We know the name, we're just looking for the pronunciation of your made up name.
Well, so the issue is that if you recall, last
Scaraeus.
night, No Eyes told you the name and told you to make sure that you pronounce it correctly. However, you have no clue whether he was pronouncing it correctly or not. But what he said
Well, he
was
wasn't dead.
Scoraeus Stonebones.
Scoraeus. Okay.
That's how he said it.
Boreas is stone bones.
Stone bones.
Bones of stone.
Hmm.
They're incredibly superstitious. They can be easily tricked. But they have a huge temper. If you remember the dwarf that we found, I feel like
These puns, they're getting ridiculous.
one misstep and we'd be literally thrown off this mountain.
One misstep and we would have stepped in him. Am I right?
Yes.
Haha, you're all jokesters. Well, this is your mission, Lear, so you come up with the plan. It's your job to convince these giants to realign their pact with the druids.
Yes, but I'm not the best at speaking. I will do my best.
You're the one with the staff, so
It's true.
And I can do some funny stuff with my magic to make them go wow.
See, we don't know anything about giants.
I mean, the only
How do we
thing
know?
from what No Eyes told us.
Yeah. But how do we even get in there peacefully? To speak to them? Will they let us?
I say we just knock on the front door and see what happens.
If there's a
So
door.
just hope a giant stone doesn't come
metaphorical
rolling at us.
front door.
Mm.
it seems like that staff is our best bet.
True. I just worry, like I say, about their new management, but I guess we won't know until we get there.
Well, I'm open to any ideas, but all I'm getting is what ifs and no solutions.
We'll do what I did when I learned how to play the flute. Play it by
Wing it?
ear.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna take out my pants.
Roll a performance check.
Yeah, roll a performance check. Yeah, go ahead.
Ah!
I'm
It's
trying to
still,
think.
it's
This
still
is
an 8.
serious.
It's still an 8, motherfucker.
So you pull out the loot and you pull it out a little bit too quickly, and you try to use your dexterity in order to play, but your fingers slip over the holes on the flute, and it sounds terrible and out of tune.
I think you should.
Probably need to get my ears checked.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's fine, Spencer. You're just getting them all out of the way.
Yeah.
Rolled 3 times, 2 1s and a 20. Nice.
Oh,
I think you got a way to die.
I mean,
so should we go in and just straight up lie to them?
we don't know what even their entrance is like, whether it's guarded or.
I mean, who's to say they're not affected by the Ichor? And we have to kill them.
And what are we lying about?
Maybe we could say that Scoraeus sent us here to reestablish reestablish peace between the circle and them. and here's the staff to prove it. And it'd be a big lie.
Rashidur, what if you go scout ahead and report back?
We could. I don't know.
What's our goal here? Are we trying to make peace, or are we trying to get rid of these giants?
The mission is to
here.
make peace.
Because I doubt a very good start to peace negotiations is having someone sneak in and get caught.
True.
I could summon my familiar and have it fly overhead.
Yeah,
That might be a better way to get at least a look at what is set up there. I think that's a good plan.
Once again, this is your mission, Lear. You're the one with the staff. You make the call.
I don't like lying. I really don't.
Let's not lie. Let's be honest with these giants, and
Do what we came
our
for.
honesty will go a long way. I mean, if they haven't smashed No Eyes, I mean, I know he's kind of important to them, but at the same time, he's a small merchant.
Maybe we can bring gifts to them also. Maybe to sweeten the pot, per se.
Maybe they like gems. We could offer some of our gems that we have collected over our adventure. But at the same time, it's ultimately up to you, Lear. You do have the staff.
Yes, I am a part of this, but I'm open to suggestions. I'm not, like I say, I'm not an expert at this anyway.
Well, none of us have dealt with giants. We don't know the situation. And the only bit of information we have is apparently they will listen, or they used to at least, to whoever has that staff.
Let's go in with the intent of throwing the staff and hoping it works. But unless anyone has suggestions to that, that's what I'd like to do and hope it is enough.
I mean, if someone's got a better idea, speak up now. You've been awfully quiet, Rashidir. Why don't you give us your 2 cents?
Me Rashidir, me sneak, me hide.
Me sneak, me hide. Well, at least from what we can deduce, that they didn't attack and outright kill the last merchant, even though it was considered to be one of the dark races. Evil aligned, so I don't know if that factors into anything or not.
They're open to some kind of negotiation in some way, shape, or form. They killed the Grey One's son, but we don't know why they killed him.
We don't know what approach he took to try and talk to them either. He could have just tried to, under the treaty of such and such, or whatever, and they got pissed off and threw him off the mountain because that guy's no longer the leader.
Mm-hmm.
But
it seems like there's a chance they're willing to talk, and the druid didn't have the staff.
But now we do. I bet you this is the key to it.
I don't care what approach we take. I just want to know. If our goal here is diplomacy, I don't think sneaking around
is not a good idea.
Exactly.
Definitely not.
But the familiar above.
Yes, no, we can use the familiar to get a lay of the land.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and summon Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes me.
Go ahead and describe.
It's a bonus action, isn't it? Because you never lost it, really.
Yeah, it's never died. You can
You can just snap it back into
You only have
reality.
to do that ritual when it dies, or you want to change its form.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I like put my hands together and like just like and then poof, he shows up
And poof.
right beside me.
Not impressive.
And I'm assuming Hawkeye is a hawk. Yes.
No, he's a pigeon.
No, he's a boar.
He's a-
He's
Alright.
a fat pig.
What are you having Hawkeye do?
Well, how we don't know how far away we are from the giant camp, do we?
You do not. But from what you've been told, what you were told before you left the Gray Peak Circle camp, that you do have quite a bit of distance to cover before you get there.
Doesn't the familiar's radius isn't like a mile or something?
I believe that it is
That he can
roughly.
see out of. It can go as far as it wants.
Yeah, it can go pretty much where it wants to, but he loses.
I won't be able to see out of his eyes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
how long is the radius? How far can it
In
go
order to
before you
in order to communicate with it, you must be within 100 feet.
100 feet? Okay.
Yeah. But for now, I'll just have Hawkeye sit on my shoulder until we start taking our trek towards the giant
Okay.
encampment.
Where did you pull that from? That hawk.
Say that again, there.
Where did you pull this from? You just made it pop into existence. What is this?
It's time magic.
Insight check that. I don't believe that.
Time magic, he says, with no further.
Lear squints his eyes at you.
Natural
And then
20 for
you rolled it.
27.
Oh!
I don't believe you.
God.
Okay, so what does he get from you
With a natural 20.
with that 27 in insight?
Well, there's this thing called the mirror dimension. I can access it sometimes, but in other times it's harder. And I shoved Hawkeye into the mirror dimension until I needed him, and then I put my hands together and he came out of it when I summoned him.
Is this creature not from this plane then?
Well, it's a familiar. I'm not smart enough to know these things. I don't know, okay? He's just here. He's here. And he's on my
Nobody just has
shoulder.
a mental breakdown.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. Did not mean to stress you about this. I'm curious.
This is a...
Curiosity killed the cat.
Why?
Or the bird.
Why? It's a saying we humans have.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know, how come you didn't have to? It's like big stretch.
Hmm.
These are the
Well,
real
anyway,
questions.
yeah.
Well, if those are your diplomatic skills, Larry, you're off to a great start. You made a wizard
That's
cry.
what I was saying.
You make a wizard cry.
I'm not a people person.
Well, you need to work on that.
Well, good thing we're talking to giants.
You wanted to do this, and you
Needed
hold the
to do
staff.
this
So,
more. Well, I just hope we all live through this. And I get up and finish packing my stuff. Should we continue on then? This diplomatic duty that we have.
guess we should. Or this funeral procession, whichever one it turns out to be.
Hopefully we all don't look like Skelly. Not mentally off Skelly kind of tilt his head at us.
And he does. You can hear a little bit of the bones sort of clacking together as he moves his head.
Ugh, I hate that sound.
He just starts rattling.
Clicking his
Alright.
teeth together.
And so, you all begin your
Oopsies.
journey this morning again. Once again on the path,
On the road
moving
again.
towards the stone giant camp.
Your notes.
Going to and along the same path that you saw No Eyes come down last night. And as you travel along, you have a light morning traveling. The weather is once again good. The sun shining down upon you.
Quick, Druid.
So you all
So he has
eventually
to give you the weather report.
come upon a split in the path, a divergence, if you will. To your left, there's a high road that heads higher up into the mountains and winds around from what you can see where you are. And to your right, a low road that goes down seemingly into the valley next to you.
I like to look around for wolf prints that maybe Sir Dashingly the Third might have left in his path to us from the camp.
Sure. Make a survival check.
It's a 23.
Damn.
You search both paths. You see that the high road appears to be more traveled than the low road. You can see points in the path where the dirt has been kicked up a bit more. There are more ruts. You also see tracks of what appear to be predatory animals in the high road. You cannot tell what these animals are, other than that they're likely wolves, different predatory animals that might travel the area.
Gotcha. Seems like I found some type of wolf prints or predatory prints over here, but there's quite a bit of them. DM?
Yes.
Just one set of
Yes.
them.
So the low road is not absent of any markings, but it's very clear to you that the high road to your left appears to be much more traveled by both humanoids as well as predatory animals
Any
and the like.
bigger humanoid footprints? You could say giant footprints.
No, nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm looking around, and seems like there's quite a bit of traffic heading up this high road here. Also, some predatory footprints could be from Lord Dashington. What was his name? Dashingly?
Lord
Anyway.
Dashington the Third.
Lord Dashington.
Yes,
The third.
the third. I will not forget this. But it seems like quite a bit of them traveling up the high road here.
I guess we're taking the high road.
Making a perception check. Can we see down into the valley? Is anything unique? Any unique structures or anything?
So down into the valley, the low road curves to the right.
Hmm.
You're unable to see further down into the valley.
Send the bird.
Chris, can you take a
Hey,
notice? Can you take a look if you're familiar?
sure thing. Hawkeye, fly. And Hawkeye flies towards the curve in the road on the little path.
Are you
See what's up.
flying? Is he flying up or just along the road?
He's like flying up and along the road. Like he's
Yes, there
up,
are-
but like he's following the path of the road.
Because there are plenty of trees in this area that make it difficult to to see much below the tree line, but you can follow the path. And Hawkeye can make a perception check. It goes down.
Yeah, I'll do that. What is his perception?
Did you add his stat block on your character sheet?
Yeah. What is perception use? Oh, he gets a
Perception
+4
is.
to perception.
There you go.
Hey,
Hawkeye flies down quickly around the bend to reveal that it is in fact a valley, rocky, and but seemingly safe. No major pitfalls or anything of that nature. However, a strange coldness does permeate through the valley as it seems the wind sort of rolls down into the valley and hits a bit harder than in the open.
Would I be able to feel? I would only be able to see what he sees. I wouldn't be able to feel what it feels.
You can't feel it, but Hawkeye tells you.
Yeah.
Because it becomes harder to fly as Hawkeye moves further into the valley.
So, from what Hawkeye told me, there's a. What did you say again, man? I'm like, my mind is somewhere else.
Everybody heard it.
Yeah. I was just trying to do the RP
And
thing.
so is Hawkeye coming back?
Yeah. I whistle when he comes back.
Alright, armed with that knowledge, what's everybody want to do?
I still think we should take the high path because there's more tracks.
It's your call, Lear.
I'll go with Novis's
Oh.
feeling then. Continue upon the high path.
Right. Taking the high road, you all eventually come upon...
As always.
Right. Perhaps not the moral high road, but you will take the literal high road.
Yep.
Eventually
We
you
have
come
the high
upon
ground. We can't lose.
a mountain vista. You see before you the sun shining up over the trees lower into the lower parts of the mountains and hills and valleys. And it's quite a beautiful sight as you see the trees and you see nature moving along as if ants at this distance.
Okay, so what side is this view on? Is it just like all around us, or is it...
It's on the left side of the path. You see this vista in front of you.
Doran stops for a little bit and kind of just stares off into the distance. Almost transfixed with the scenery.
Quite beautiful.
Immaculate.
Sense of openness that you have from up here. You see everything.
Reminds me of home.
No sign of a giant, though.
But yet at the same time, it almost, you lose focus being this high up. You can see everything, but yet you can't. As you look down at the little dots of whatever those were. Stunning. And I'll continue on.
All right, and you begin moving after taking in the scenery. You move further down the path, which then lowers down back into about the same height, you determine, as where this path, this high road, started. And you can see to your right a road leading up and forking into the path, with a now singular path in front of all of you. and you can all assume that the low road that you decided not to take seem to they converge once again, and this divergence was only temporary and only lasted about a mile or so as the crow flies.
So we took the scenic route. Got it.
Right.
You was worth it.
All right.
Let's start climbing.
Continuing on. And by the way, as you move along, you're steadily getting higher and higher and higher. The
Hell
wind
yeah.
becomes more chilling until you eventually reach a point in the path where you're surrounded by stone walls that are jagged cliffs rising up on each side. The sun is a bit less viewable from this point as the stone walls climb dozens, if not hundreds, of feet on either side. And as you enter this area, I need everyone to make a perception check.
9.
12.
You're a 16. It's not bad.
20.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right. Novus and Rashider specifically. You begin to hear... Well, you all begin to hear strange noises coming from deeper into this valley or chasm that you now find yourselves in. Medicus and Novus, you recognize these sounds as they echo against the walls. You're able to dial in and hear the breaking of stone and wood in the distance. And between these sounds, you can hear what sounds like the cries of an angry creature, although you cannot tell what.
I will send Hawkeye in the direction of the sound.
Nice. Good job.
Nice.
All right, and
That's
what
my
what are you telling Hawkeye to do? As once it gets 100 feet out of your range, you'll no longer be able to tell Hawkeye what to do.
To survey and look around to see what is making that noise.
And then come back and report.
Then come back and report, yes.
All right. Is Hawkeye going to attempt to be stealthy here?
Sure.
Okay, so Hawkeye needs to make a stealth check as well as a perception check as he moves farther into the ravine.
So here's his perception check.
17.
Surprised Hawks don't get advantage. You think they would?
They don't?
They should. I think.
Check his stat sheet, Justin, so he gets advantage on.
Perception checks that involve
Between
sight.
His no, it doesn't.
Hmm.
It just says perception +4. And like his passive perception is 14. And how do I do his stealth check?
Yes, hawks have keen sight. The hawk has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
Yep.
So roll again.
Yeah.
Nice.
19.
See?
There we go. That's better.
Even better.
A little bit better.
Okay, how do I do his stealth check?
Just roll a d20 plus its modifier.
Just hit the
Dex
dex.
mod.
Yeah, just hit the
Dexterity
dex.
modifier. 12.
Does it have proficiency in stealth? I'm not.
No.
It does.
Hawks don't.
No.
Owls do.
Okay.
Hawks don't.
13. That's why owls are better. My wizard is superior because he has a.
Wizard.
It's because they have
wizard.
that broken ass ability just to not provoke
Stealth
opportunity
fight.
attacks.
Yeah, pretty epic. But regardless, Hawkeye begins flying down the ravine. And as Hawkeye gets out of your range, just before you can hear the noise getting louder and louder in your own mind, But once he's gone 100 feet, the telepathic connection ceases, and Hawkeye goes. Okay, yeah. And then returns a few moments later and is able to telepathically communicate with you. The image of a large creature with a stone club or weapon swinging wildly about. With that perception check, you're able to gather that this creature only had one eye as a distinguishing feature.
Oh my god.
And what you can see, what Hawkeye was also able to see, is that this creature is directly in the path, the ravine, rampaging, and there does not seem to be any way around this creature in this ravine.
Everyone prepare yourselves. We have a big fight coming.
Might not have to fight this thing. If it's a giant, right?
From what Hawkeye has been telling me, it's flailing around.
Is it fighting something else?
Just the stones and vegetation and flora surrounding it.
This thing is pissed.
Prepare for the worst.
And it's right in our path.
So, should we all move up as a group, I'm guessing?
Yes, we should probably decide marching order at this moment.
Guess I'll take the front, just in case the staff does anything, hopefully.
Alright. Lear at the front. Novus, where will you... Well, let me say this. Where will Skelly be at? Will he be in the front with you?
He'll be in the very back of the group.
The very back, gotcha. Alright.
But Cliff said earlier that that thing will never be behind him, so
Well,
He'll
then
be
you
behind
guys will
Skelly.
be unmoving, because he is commanded to be in the back.
I will be in
keep
front of
fighting for
Skelly.
who's in the back.
He'll be behind me, Cliff. It'll be okay. I will be in front of Skelly.
It's still behind Cliff, though.
Nope.
Technically.
Nope.
Like, they both walk a little bit, stop, till the other one gets ahead. Then it stops.
Alright, so Cliff and Skelly, like, Cliff just behind Skelly a little bit. Alright, Novus, where are you at?
I'm all the way in the back.
But in front of Skelly and Cliff, okay. Rashidar and Dorian, where are you at?
No, I'm behind Skelly and Cliff. I'm not... What do you...
So,
I've commanded him
Lear
to
says
be
that
in the
Skelly's
back.
in the back.
Oh my god.
So there are 3 people fighting to be the last one.
Just
Yeah.
command him to be in front of Cliff. Just
Oh
command him.
my
Wait.
god.
I am a
Okay.
wizard. I need to be all the way in the back.
I'll be
So-
behind Lear.
Okay, so Skelly just in front of both Novus and Cliff.
That's fine. I'll see they're uncomfortable, and I'll
Make it
I'm
worse.
fine.
yeah, I'll make it so
Me,
where
how
Skelly's not one of those
How
two.
far back are you guys trailing Skelly, though? Just a little bit?
As
5
long
feet?
as he's not behind me, that's all I care about.
He'll be grinding
Okay.
up
Yeah,
on
yes,
him, for all he
oh.
cares.
Alright, and then Rashidar, where are you at? Just in the middle, or do you want to be in the back?
He wants to be in the back, too.
I'll be in the middle.
Okay, so you
If
guys
everyone's
have...
in the back, then no one's in
You
the
guys
back.
have formed up into a large phallic object. Call this the what name would you give this
Ramrod.
this formation?
The undying fuckery.
What?
Ramrod.
I vote for Ramrod.
Ramrod.
Car Ramrod.
Ramrod.
All right, sticking close together. Yeah, you move about. Are you being stealthy or are you just walking?
I'm just walking.
All right.
I'm a rogue. I prefer people not to know I'm here.
It'd be hard to stealth in a group of walking people, maybe. I don't know.
I can just make it more difficult to see me.
You're not a
Yeah,
Lightfoot halfling. You can't hide
the
behind people.
ramrod formation is going to make it difficult to for any individual to stealth.
Yeah.
I'm
And I'm
following Lear's
gonna.
lead.
Hawkeye's gonna be like flying 30 feet above us and
All right.
following us.
Okay. Easy enough. Let me grab a hawk, maybe. Go.
Come on, DM. Let's get this Cyclops fight from last campaign over with that you want to use so bad.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let me give this to Novus. There we go. Hawkeye.
And he'll be flying like above Dorn, like in the middle of the group.
Okay. All right. And so, as you move forward, you eventually do see a large creature rampaging about, and I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah. It does not seem to notice your presence as you approach the area.
Look like what's been described to us as giant.
So what you see is a very large man type looking
Checking the
creature,
boxes. Yes, yes.
and make a perception check to see anything else.
Does he have an eye patch like all one eyes?
12.
And so you are able to confirm that this creature does have one eye. However, there aren't any other distinguishing features other than the tribalistic cloth, tattered cloth clothing that the creature's wearing. And as it's rampaging around, it's slamming rocks and other anything it can get its massive club upon.
Can Novus try and look closer at its try to hone in on its face to see if there's any black ichor coming out of it or anything?
So Novus is going to do that, or is Hawkeye going to do that?
We'll have Hawkeye do that.
Okay.
Because Hawkeye can get closer.
Yeah.
Well, there's Hawk
Alright.
eyes.
So you'll have
Oh.
Hawkeye fly closer. How far away from the creature do you want it to be? You want Hawkeye to be?
Maybe I don't know, 20 feet, 30 feet up.
Send Hawkeye out. High into the air. Make a perception check with advantage for Hawkeye. Okay, 15.
Shit.
So while you do not see any sort of black ichor or anything near the creature's face, what you do notice is that the area around the creature's eye is inflamed, and it's red, and it looks swollen.
Get that Cyclops some eye drops.
Does it naturally have one eye, or has there been two eyes?
Okay, guys.
Make a nature check.
We're all just in a group, just like,
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, Lear.
12.
You don't know much about giants in general, like you've revealed earlier, but
Yeah.
you do know that this is a form of giant. It must be. And this variation is known as a cyclops, as it has one eye. Naturally. Is born with one eye, if that is what you're
I'll whisper
asking.
to Dorn, I don't think this is a stone giant.
I wonder if No Eyes was able to get through here by faking it with an eye patch. Just
I
saying,
don't think that's the
hey,
case.
I'm a Cyclops too.
Guys, we may be able to avoid this. From what Hawkeye just saw, its eye is irritated, and
Let's see if we can sneak by this, maybe.
or we could see if we could help him with his eye situation.
Yeah, like how madly is this thing thrashing around right now?
It's thrashing. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so
listening to heavy
it's
metal.
thrashing. Yes, it is thrashing, and the area that it is in is approximately um, like 50 feet wide in this part of the ravine, and it's a very large creature, and so it's like smashing one end and then turning around and smashing the other end. There's really not much room to get by here.
Masher.
Does anybody have anything to be
As
able
you
to
guys
maybe
are discussing, I'm making it.
send
Nope.
this thing a
It's still
message?
it is still just thrashing about and doesn't seem to notice your presence.
This is your
Yeah.
operation, Lear. You decide. Help it.
DM,
Kill
could
it.
I
What does Cliff
freaking
want to
healing word its eye specifically?
do?
I mean, you could try.
Those are always encouraging words from your DM. You can try.
I mean, you're not certain how hurt this creature is, but it does, from what Novus told you, it does appear that the creature's eye is irritated.
Try it.
From what Novus has told us of its eye
Alright.
and stuff, and my unsureness of if this is actually a stone giant or what the hell, how it's related.
You're fairly certain it was a Cyclops, right? Isn't that what the DM told you?
Are they related? Like, would Lear know that they're?
No,
Do
you
they
know it's
fight each
giant.
other?
You know it is a form of giant, but you don't have any like clue if stone giants and cyclops are allies, enemies, whatever. You don't know.
Can I try and figure it out if they are or not? Is there anything I can roll?
Because
To
Novus
Uh,
if
researched
I
this
would know.
before.
Make a history check. Okay, 20.
Oh.
Pretty good. So, you know, Novus, that from your studies, that giants typically um, put themselves into tribes with other giant folk. There have been accounts of different kinds of giants living together peacefully. However, uh, it's the exception, not the rule. And so, generally speaking, giants keep to themselves. And further, um, you're reminded of an old story that you read once called the Odyssey, where there was nothing but Cyclops living together.
Mhm. I relay that information to Lear to let him know what's up.
Hearing this, can I go ahead and activate my symbiotic entity just as a precaution for what might
Oh.
Sure,
come?
you can do that. Yeah.
Now, does
Hey,
anybody
Moot.
have
Hey,
maybe?
Moot.
I
Prepare
will
yourself
say that
just in case.
I will say that does like make your visage a little bit more threatening,
It
right?
moves around like
Obviously,
Pigpen from Charlie Brown.
uh,
Yes.
as the spores and the mushrooms and the vegetation begin to like coalesce around your body.
Yeah, I'm a druid, you know.
Cliff, try that healing word if you want.
Do it or don't, but I don't
Yeah, as
think.
soon as I get within 60 feet, I will try healing word its eye specifically.
Okay, are you all going to move up together, or is Cliff just gonna make a solo adventure towards
I'll
the?
go with him.
I'm gonna hang back.
Okay,
I'll go with him.
Is there
so
anywhere
Lear,
for me to like crouch down and try to be?
No, it's flat. It's open. There's nowhere for the road to hide.
yeah. I mean, if you want to break formation, there are several large rocks and trees that you could potentially hide behind. To your right, there's a large dead tree that uh, has been growing out of the cliff side.
On a
And to
cliff,
your
no.
left, there are some rocks that you could hide behind. It would be more difficult, but that's basically your options as far as stealth go.
How can a
Where
dead
you are.
tree grow?
I'll move behind. It's a dead tree that looks like it
I
had
know.
grown out of it.
I know. Stupid.
So you go
I'm
tree or
gonna.
rocks?
I'll try
Rocks to
to
your
hide
left,
in.
trees to your right.
I'll try to hide in the rocks, I guess.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
No whammies. No whammies. No whammies.
Knowledge of the past life.
Okay.
As he's doing the story and thinks to himself, didn't he have an accent at some point?
All right. You
That
um,
is true.
using
1-2-1.
Using all your knowledge, you are able to sort of blend into the rocks. To your left, as you sort of creep away from the group, and then Lear and Novus are going to attempt to move about 60 feet
Lear
away.
and Cliff, not Novus.
Lear and Cliff, that's right. Okay, you can wouldn't be that quite that far. You don't really have to go that far. What are the rest of you?
I'm gonna keep.
What's Dorian and?
I'll keep like 10 feet between me and those two, moving up.
And
Okay.
I will keep 30 feet between Doran and myself.
And then Orc Rogue comes out of the shadows and backstabs the wizard.
Nothing personal, kid.
Right. And then where's Skelly in all of this?
He's gonna probably just. Oh god.
He's
Probably
gonna,
hang near Novus. I'll have him tail Novus around.
he goes T poses right where Raster is.
Yeah. Tailing Novus.
Oh, then it focuses on the skeleton and not me. Makes much fighting even
Perfect.
better.
Okay. And as Hawkeye circles above, and one last thing.
As the crow flies, as they say.
Okay.
It's a
And
hawk.
so, as the two of you approach with Doran behind you and Novus a bit farther behind, you notice that the creature stops for a moment and looks in your direction. Are you still going to cast the healing word once you reach 60 feet?
As soon as I'm within 60 feet, I'm gonna try. Yeah.
All right. What's the healing word that you say?
Shazam.
Heal!
Bippity.
What's the name of that friggin' eye
Bippity.
drop?
Oh.
I don't know.
Fuck. Does anyone remember eye drop brand names?
You have the internet. Look
Joke
it up.
ruined. Joke
Visine.
ruined. Visine.
Visine.
No, it's too late. The
Right, you utter
joke's over.
You utter the strange incantation Visine as the magical energy sort of flows, naturally flowing to the only injured portion of the creature at the moment, which is its eye. And you see the look of incredible discomfort sort of leave the creature for a moment and then immediately return as he looks up and stops his rampage for just a brief moment to say, "Hey, who goes there?"
I'll say we don't want any trouble. We're just trying to pass through.
What you do to I?
I tried to help it. It looked irritated.
It does. It hurt.
Is there something in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you allow us to
Elaborate.
take a look? We're not. We're friendly. I got my hands up.
Make
Yeah,
a
same.
make a persuasion check.
You're good at these.
I am good at these. Supposedly.
Ooh,
Ooh.
plus 10. What the fuck? Do you have expertise now?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
half
yeah.
expertise on some things, right?
He gets half proficiency.
We don't know you, but
Ah.
you can help.
That's all we're trying to do.
Oh. Okay. Just you though.
I'll back away. I'm like,
Cliff, do
how
you
much
approach?
medicine does Cliff know?
Sure.
All right.
What could go wrong?
Cliff, you approach the creature, and he gets on one knee and sort of bends down, and as he does, you can very clearly see that there's some sort of wooden spike, or rather a let's see.
Spear?
Yeah, there's some kind of wooden stake or something that has jammed itself between the bottom portion of the Cyclops' one eye and his eyelid. Almost, this would be a stake to you, in comparison to his size, it's almost like a splinter in the bottom portion of his eye. It has not pierced the eyeball, but it has wedged itself under the Cyclops' eyelid.
Does it look like I'd be able to pull it out if I got a hold of it? Or does it
mean-
look too lodged?
You're strong, man.
Yeah, you got
Make a medicine check.
Ooh,
Ooh, I wish I was up there.
You can probably pull it out, you think to yourself.
I say, hey, listen. I see what's bothering you, and this might hurt when I try to grab it, but please try and stay still.
Make another persuasion check.
21.
Okay, you seem like nice man. I trust. And
I'm gonna
sort of-
prep an action for a healing word right when he pulls it out. I'm gonna cast healing word on the will be open wound.
okay. Let's see. Sure, that's easy enough to do. You're gonna sit there and time it.
Yeah, right when he pulls
All
it out.
right,
Just-
make a strength check, Cliff, as you attempt to pull.
I put my foot on his chest for a little
Okay.
leverage.
Yeah,
And you said just a strength check.
yeah, just a strength check.
15.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
easily enough. You place your boot upon the Cyclops' chest and you grab hold. It takes both hands to grab on to this wooden stake in the Cyclops' eye, and you whoop, and it pops out a lot easier than what you thought. The giant begins to cry out in pain, but is immediately soothed by your healing word, Lear. As he sort of he drops his club to his side and it falls with a thud on
Accidentally
the
drops it on
stone
Cliff.
ground, and he touches his eye briefly. Oh, that is so much better. Thank you. And he grabs you up, Cliff, and he begins like hugging you and shaking you around. It hurt for so long. Me so happy.
Breathe.
And he is squeezing you kind of hard, and all all of you can see it as he's just kind of being shaken around. Those of you towards the back,
Rasher shoots him because he's
Rashider and Novus, from the distance that both of you are, I need you to both make perception checks. Doran and Lear can easily enough see that this is not unfriendly
We're
in
calm
nature.
too. Yeah.
It's not the same sport.
So yeah, we're
Pretty
not.
much.
Me and Doran aren't attacking. So
You're easily able to see, even with this distance, that there's a little bit of jovialness in the Cyclops. He's not intentionally hurting Cliff, although
Yeah.
you can begin to see sort of the discomfort on Cliff as this is going on.
I also have Hawkeye like pretty close to him too.
That's true.
Should we leave
And
you two alone?
Hawkeye's close enough to see it.
Huh?
Hey, thanks, big man. Can you put me down? I appreciate it.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on, where's that natty one? Oh, there it is!
It's still an 11. It's still an 11. Can't
It is
crit
still-
fail ability
It
check.
is still an 11,
Oh my god, Trevor called it.
but
It's still funny.
despite the fact that it is still an 11, he says, "Oh, just a few more minutes," as he keeps shaking you around.
just a few more minutes. That's it.
You can catch
Here,
up with us, Cliff.
Ask him about the other stone giants. See if he'll help us.
Make a Constitution saving throw, Cliff.
Oh god.
Nice.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
19.
You're able to sort of puff your chest out and sort of like move your arms in such a way to prevent any actual damage to your body. It's tight and it's not comfortable, but you're able to withstand this giant sort of shaking you around and squeezing you.
I'm gonna move closer up to Doran. Just,
I'm gonna stay right where I'm at.
after seeing things going okay.
All right. Are any of you doing anything while this is going on?
I'm just watching
Waiting. Yeah. Me
the
and
love
Lord
fest.
just watching.
Right, and at this point, I'll reveal to you where you all are at in space.
Man, am I happy the Hawkeye was able to see
the,
his iron,
the skeleton. All right, that's what that is.
No,
This
from
would
the
have been
shadows.
a crazy fight. This would
An
have been crazy.
undead runs up to the wizard and stabs him.
Ah, ah. It's the noise he makes.
Ray.
And then he Skeletor
All right, so
runs away.
Cliff, you're technically grappled right now. You could attempt to break free, or you could
Gonna let it happen.
Embrace
Just
just gonna
it.
let it happen.
He
Okay,
goes
Let
limp.
fair enough.
Let it happen.
And eventually, after a few moments pass, the swaying begins to lessen, and the Cyclops takes you and places you on the ground, almost like as like a child, because in relation to it, you are smaller than a child, and places you on the ground on your feet, and stands up all the way, towering over you. Especially, it's a lot easier perspective for you, Cliff, because you are so close to the creature. And he says,
Oh, Jesus.
"Oh, again, thank you."
Oh, no worries. Like I said, we were just trying to pass through. Get these stone giants up here. You friends with those guys up there?
You see the Cyclops' eye narrow a bit, and he takes a step back from you.
Boom. Boom.
Opportunity attack.
You go to see stone giants.
Trying to make peace.
I wish they would give me peace. They no like go Polyphemus.
Okay,
Polypheus?
you're gonna have to give that one a museum.
Polyphallus. She's got 2 dicks.
Polyphemus.
One
And
dot, one eye, 2
Polyphemus.
dicks.
Polyphemus, if you will.
Polyphemus.
That
I'm
seems
just call him
awfully
Polly.
complex
We'll call him
for.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna call him Paul for short. Wow, I'm Paul.
Paul.
Oddly complex for
Paul for short. Okay.
a Cyclops name. Interesting.
One eye, 6 syllables.
Jesus.
An uncultured man would think that, but yes, it is Polyphemus.
M. M.
Only cultured men know how to name a cyclone.
Okay, Poly.
Yes, Poly.
Mhm.
Phemus. Polyphemus. But he said it to you as Polyphemus.
I forget what he said.
You wish they would give him peace.
Yeah, he said the
Oh,
stone
those-
giants would give him peace, and he didn't like that you mentioned them.
They don't like me.
Me.
I tried joining their tribe once. They sent me away.
Why is that? They a little stuck up?
I don't think they like my kind.
Are you a suboptimal?
They said me not as smart as them. Not as good at making things.
Well, how'd you get that stick in your eye? Were you trying to make something for him?
He kind of almost blushes a little bit. Yeah. Me try to make art. It didn't go so well.
Well, what if we helped you with the art piece? Do you think that would be? I don't know. What do you guys think? Before I finish this sentence, do you guys think?
Are you
Having
asking?
him?
Are you
Yeah,
asking?
you guys. I'm asking you guys.
Make a persuasion check as you get halfway through that sentence.
Are you asking Doran to help, or are you
Yeah.
asking Trevor?
No. I'm saying, should we get? Do you think it would be helpful to have this
No.
guy come up there with us, or no?
You can't. You
I
can't talk to
understand
me.
that. I understand that. I'm just table talking.
Yeah.
Yell at, ask Hawkeye.
No, table talk.
Yell at the Hawkeye.
I think
Table
it's a
talk.
great idea for us to sit and play arts and crafts with the Cyclops. That's what I was asking.
I'm saying, is he a good ally to take the stone giants or not? I can't tell
I've
you.
already started my day making something.
We can't answer that question now. We're not close enough to hear you.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
Polly.
I'm around a corner.
Shh.
Polly immediately almost shrieks with excitement as he moves closer to you again, Cliff. And wait, really? You help me?
Maybe.
What
Do
do
you
you
think
think?
it would put us in good graces if we brought him a good craft? Is that what they value up there?
Oh, I think they like art more than just about anything.
You think or you know?
He looks confused by that question. And is sort of like reeling his head back, like thinking. You can see his his eye crossing to the side, almost like a lazy eye.
It's just slowly drifts.
Am I able
I
to
don't
hear
know.
them through Hawkeye? Is he close enough? Am I close enough to Hawkeye and close? And is Hawkeye
Yes.
close enough to hear them?
Also, I'm
So-
assuming this fucking Cyclops isn't quiet at all. So he's probably screaming everything he's saying anyway.
Oh yeah, he's very very
Okay.
loud, like, and it's echoing throughout the entire
Okay, I was
alley.
just.
ravine.
If not, I was gonna have Hawkeye. I was gonna relay the information that Hawkeye was telling me to Doran.
I'll just tell him, I'm like, I'm gonna bring my party up here. The rest of the guys, they're friendly. And so, hey, this guy said if we bring some arts and crafts, it might help us not get thrown off the mountain.
All right, you
So we're gonna help him with his.
Yes.
All right, you all hear this. Do you approach?
Yes,
Yeah, I'll
I
approach.
I start.
I'll drop my symbiotic entity too.
Okay.
It's probably been past 10
walking up.
minutes.
I get out behind the rocks, and then a rogue comes out. I hate
Okay, and what are you doing with Skelly?
I just imagine the dark.
Stays behind.
I just
Watch
imagine.
behind us menacingly.
I imagine the Dark Souls 3 skeleton.
Is Skelly trying to
Yeah.
hide? Are you trying to hide,
No.
Skelly?
He's just out of sight from the thing.
So this right here is just an overhanging. So there's actually nothing. It's not like part of the wall.
I'll leave him way in the back here for now.
Okay.
I just
There's
imagine
no
the
range
Dark
on
Souls
it.
3 skeleton with the wizard hat that controls the bone ball. He just runs around and hides.
Yeah.
Oh, you have many friends.
Yes, compared to you, we probably are quite small.
What?
What?
Mini.
Huh?
Ooh.
Huh?
All right.
Many friends. Polly wishes I had friends. Are you friend?
You do have a friend.
Looking at you, Cliff.
Who's he looking at?
Yeah, man.
I
we
point
helped
Cliff.
you out.
Friendly.
Now, can you help us out? We don't want to get thrown off this cliff.
What your name, friend?
Cliff.
Cliff. That a good name.
Very relevant.
Come on, Cliff. Let's go home. And he begins to grab for you, like
Uh-oh.
with his arm.
I thought we were doing arts and crafts.
Yeah, but we go home to do that. And he's gonna try to pick you up. Are you gonna try to avoid it, or are you just letting it happen again?
I don't want to get on his bad side, so I guess just let it happen.
like
Alright,
a
so
like
he-
a limp doll.
he grabs you with one hand this time, like a right, like a doll, and he kind of starts like holding you like a baby, and
Aw.
he turns around and
Aw.
says, "You follow me," and he begins stomping off towards um, the opposite direction, moving
How
Yes,
fast
we're
does he
on a
go?
detour.
How fast
moving
is he
this way.
going?
So he, let's see, how fast is this guy? That's a good question.
I'm just. Is he like? Is
I
he
mean,
just walking,
he's
or is
pretty.
he? Or is he just taking off?
He's walking. He's just
Okay.
moving pretty slowly, about the same pace as you guys. He's obviously his gait is a lot longer than yours, but he's moving slowly enough to where you all can keep up easily.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're following a Cyclops.
And he's moving with Cliff in a cradle hold.
I need
Just
this
this way.
mate. I need Artemis. I need Cliff being cradled by a Cyclops.
All right.
It's a
Spencer,
dad bod bard.
you need.
being cradled
If
by
you get one
Cyclops.
commission done, I need Cliff being cradled by a Cyclops.
Wait,
All
you want
right.
him?
We're following a Cyclops that's baby holding
Yeah.
Cliff. And we're gonna go play arts and crafts.
And so
I could maybe try.
Dungeons and Dragons.
eventually, moving. This is not how this was supposed to go, but it's funny.
That makes it even better.
That's what
That's what happens when you let Cliff take the lead.
That's right. Great, funny shit happens. So, as you kind of move through, you eventually exit this sort of valley type ravine area and end up in a more open plateau type space. And eventually, the Cyclops Polyphemus finds his way to a large cave that's just open. And as he sort of wanders in with Cliff lovingly in his arms, we'll take a short break.
And then they fucked.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then
Can we get some privacy, guys?
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. All right. Well, I will be right back.
Same.
As I think of what to do next. I'm just kidding. I prepared for this eventuality. I prepare for everything. All right, you guys ready?
Hmm.
Yep. Ready to
Please
see where
no.
it goes.
All right. And as you all follow Cliff and Polyphemus into the cave, you notice a strange smell coming from the place. It's not the most cleanly abode you've ever witnessed, been a part of.
Ooh.
You see some wild game that appears to have been hunted lying on the ground. You see fur, mats strewn about in a pile that look something like a bed.
Cliff's allergies kick in.
You see a makeshift table, as well as broken stones and a large tree that has been moved into the cavern. That's been seemingly smashed in two. And as Polly brings you in, Cliff, he sets you down, gives you to him a light, but to you quite a heavy pat on the head. Says, "Welcome to my home."
Nice.
Okay, so this is where I try to make my my art. And he moves over to the tree. Though I don't plan on using this anymore. Uh, this is what put the splinter in my eye. Pointing to the tree that's been smashed in half.
Okay. Okay.
So, Cliff, do you know what art is? 'Cause I'm a little confused about it.
I've read quite a bit on it.
Are you gonna
It's
turn
pretty
this side
subjective,
pocket?
so it depends on who's viewing it. What do the stone giants like to see? Have you
Hmm.
seen any of their art around?
Yeah, I've seen uh carvings made out of stone. They really seem to like doing that, but I haven't been able to figure it out. As he kind of looks around and you see the smashed rocks and part of the cave wall that's kind of been bludgeoned repeatedly.
Hmm.
Have
So,
somebody have a hammer and a chisel?
His size?
Yeah, a
Do,
fucking long sword and a big ass mace.
I mean, I've got a hammer.
do any of the stones look like they could be turned into or can work as a chisel? Chisel from all
And
everything that's
I
scattered around here.
I have a broken crowbar that comes to a point.
Make an investigation check.
Nope.
Yeah, a lot of the rocks are in many pieces. Some too small, too large. You're not able to find anything that looks like it could be used as a chisel.
I just say, Raster, you've usually got all that kind of stuff. Do you got anything?
Pull out a hammer and I pull out my partially melted crowbar. I don't know if this could work.
You still have that.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's why you hold on to stuff.
And I kind of just show him like what you should do and hand it to him and see if he can
I mean,
chisel out anything.
All
If
right,
you-
he attempts to take it from you in his large hands. He's holding them by his thumb and his pointer finger, and he's trying to like use it, and just completely breaks the crowbar in half when he slams the hammer against it.
no,
Oh,
the crowbar was already broken, so it just breaks even more.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go a little bit lighter here. See what do I have?
Does anyone
I
else
have
have?
I have a dagger.
here,
I have
hand me
two. I
that,
have two daggers.
Hand me that crowbar.
It's not a crowbar anymore.
Said Lear.
I hand
Lear
you a straight
looks
piece of metal that has
worried.
a point to it.
Oh, I was
Just a
going to
little
use
worried.
mending on it.
Oh, he can mend it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll mend
If
the
he just
broken
if it's
crowbar.
broken in half.
Why don't we just take all that he's tried to put together, throw a couple bloodstones in it, and make like a mosaic art piece?
I mean,
Or why don't
he
we
could-
try to just make him a chisel his size instead of giving him human tools that are too small for him to use?
Well, a chisel's very tiny, so if you give him a long sword, it's probably similar.
He's you fit in the palm of his hand. I'm telling you, a longsword's probably still too small.
I mean, if anything, if worse comes to worse, he can use his club as his hammer. We just need to make the chisel.
But I'm saying there's a bunch of rock pieces, and we have some gems. We could make like some mosaic art with his face on it.
Yeah, but
And
he says they want stone carvings.
okay, but I mean that's next best thing. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Geez, sorry.
Yeah, and I'm throwing ideas too. I think the stone carving's probably the way to go.
More than likely. However,
All right.
could we not just have him be the director of the art piece?
Yeah, Cliff, why don't you try to carve? Have him tell you.
Yeah.
Well, do we have any other things to try with him first, and then?
Unless there's something here we can craft into a chisel his size, then
I mean, chisels are typically made of metal, but I guess you could use a stone chisel. It wouldn't last very long, though. Not unless it was enchanted or imbued with some form of magic.
Alright, let's try this then. You tell me what you want, and then I'll try and chisel it out. So you seem a little too strong there, buddy.
Good idea.
Bennicus gives me back the broken, the mended
no, it's mine now.
the crowbar, and I
Yeah, and
give
easily enough to do. After a few minutes, he's able to mend
mean-
it back to a usable state.
I need
I
to
toss it at him
mend
and he doesn't catch it and it falls on the floor, breaks again.
What about a,
You're throwing something at the rogue.
Yeah,
What
I
about
know.
you?
I thought it'd be fun.
what about a little statue of, Mr. Stonebreaker?
Stone.
Could you, tell me what he looks like?
That's a. Oh, well.
Yes.
It's stone
He-
bones.
He big like me. I think he have two eyes though.
Okay. And the other, defining features?
Well, I've never seen him.
Me either.
Oh,
What do other stone giants look like?
Perhaps maybe a mosaic of a prior battle, or some other heroic feat.
What about the vista that we've seen? A beautiful, picturesque vista. Landscape.
oh. I like that guy's idea.
Alright.
Or we could carve a stone giant out of stone.
But why would they want to look at themselves? That seems.
The Cyclops wants the scenery painting.
Cliff, you're good at this.
Alright, so I get to work on that.
Okay, do you have proficiency in anything that would help you with stone crafting?
I mean, it's a form of entertainment art, right?
His art.
Got performance.
Yeah, we'll call it a performance check, sure.
Yes. One artist.
Ooh.
He does have a
Artiste.
high strength.
Oh, Ross!
He does
Alright,
have high
so-
strength.
Yeah, so Cliff, yeah, with the gauntlets of ogre strength, you're more than capable of performing the act. It was mainly the
Fine detailing.
The
Trying not
quality.
to break it.
the quality of such. And so you recall the vista you witnessed earlier in the day. And after quite a bit of time, you're able to get something that looks pretty good. No masterpiece, but something to be proud of. As Polly sort of is looking over your shoulder the entire time, just watching in awe at
Gives you
your
pointers.
fine motor skills, which he lacks.
As Dorian just
And
sits there.
every few minutes, you hear escaping from the Cyclops' I guess his
His toothy maul.
ass.
Toothy mole. Oh, yeah, his ass?
Loud and noxious flatulence.
I'm sweating my ass off like Squid Game trying to get the fucking square out of the cookie.
Gagging every so often.
Yeah, you know,
As Dorian,
Cyclops shit.
as Dorian sits there and just thinks to himself, I did not imagine this is how my day would go, watching Cliff
Not at all.
cave painting
Ra-
with a Cyclops.
Rashidor thinks, I'm glad I don't have to breathe.
Why did I have to get umbrella? Fuck. Start
Hawkeye
licking.
passes out and dies from sniffing the Cyclops parts. No, I'm just
You just
So
bamf that at people.
after that goes on for a little while, Polyphemus says, "Oh, ugh, one moment." And he goes
Someone
back
do
and
that.
kind of rifles through some of his stuff, and he pulls out this fan type contraption thing. And all of a sudden, you all feel a gust of wind flowing through the cave out towards the exit of the cave as you're assaulted even further momentarily with the noxious fumes that have been escaping the Cyclops as they are pushed out of the cave. Oh, that better. And he places it down.
Just look on incredulous.
Do I have
How,
any
how
spells
bad
that
does this
smell
thing
good?
have to
I
be for a
don't.
Cyclops to notice it?
How the
Yeah.
fuck does he have a fan?
Pretty bad.
Is this guy an artificer?
I cast fireball. No.
It lights up the whole
The
cave.
cave
from the
erupts
Nazi-
in
the
flames.
Nazi gas.
Everyone dies.
You almost done, friend?
Hey, Paul, does this look good enough?
Oh, that looks really good. And he
Alright,
goes
well,
to,
it's a little heavy. Can you be careful with it? Hold on to it?
yeah, I think this will be great.
We had to make this quite large.
Alright,
I feel
well,
like we all had a
let's
hand
go
in helping.
How
make
does
this-
it look? How does it look? to
present
them?
it.
Like how much artistic talent does Cliff have?
Just a montage.
Like I
of
said,
us.
it's pretty it's
It looks
pretty
really
impressive.
good from
I
far
want a
away.
detailed description of what I'm seeing on this rock.
For the means that he possessed and the circumstances under which he was creating this thing, it is impressive to say the least. You can see the hills, the valleys, the mountains, the trees. He even threw in a couple of little woodland creatures.
Oh,
Any
Fine.
happy little
Pretty
clouds?
details. I don't know, Cliff. Are there some happy little clouds?
yeah, no
Gee,
mistakes.
Only happy little accents?
Yep.
I think you should drop the joke telling, Cliff. I think this is what your calling is.
I'm just like sweating, because I was trying not to break the shit. I don't think I'll be doing this anytime soon. Just please be careful with it and lead us to the stone giants, good sir.
Hey, Cliff.
About that.
What mean?
I don't really want to go.
Oh.
Why not?
Okay.
What if we say this art's from you? Maybe we can put a good word in for you.
Oh, see, I like this guy's ideas.
I thought that was the whole point.
This
We came
guy's
here to help
smart.
this guy.
It's Cliff. It's Lear
Yeah.
in the back.
do that.
Well, you're the one holding it.
We'll upload
Here,
a
and he
picture.
holds it out to you.
Oh boy. Can I help him try to like
Yeah, let's all band together.
lower
to
it
carry
down to
this
the
thing.
ground?
Why wouldn't he carry it? If it's his heart.
He's not going
Take
with
it to
us.
them. Yeah.
Convince your friend to go with us.
This is a picture that I drew while we were following. These are my notes.
I love
That's
it.
great.
It's perfect. You just earned a pin.
Oh shit.
There's lots of mean stuff up there. I try to stay away.
At this
Mean stuff.
yeah, what type of mean stuff? Both Rashter and Lear say at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, all sorts of stuff.
What kind of
Good to
stuff?
know.
Draw us a picture in our minds.
Well, honestly, me kind of
Copy.
forget because haven't been there in so long.
Isn't this what you want? Didn't you want to be part of this group?
Make a
Hmm.
persuasion check.
Can't do it hiding in the cave.
Maybe later, but I'm not going now.
Okay.
We got art. That's good.
We got art.
Not saying it's-
We got art. We got the staff. We should be good. Hopefully, they don't kill us now.
And you have new friends, Paul. You know,
Wait,
we can come
you
back.
all friends?
We are
course
all your
we are.
friends. Yes.
That great
Even
news.
Skelly.
Great. Oh boy.
Oh, I know. I give friends a gift.
Okay.
1 second. He
Uh,
goes and he gets that same fan that he had before and used, and brings it to you, Cliff. Here, and he holds it out with 2 fingers.
I take it.
This has been very useful to me,
I see that.
but you can have it.
Is it like a paper fan, or is it like
Pretty sure it's the
some
fan
kind of
that
like
Or is it a magic fan?
It is
fan
a,
of gust?
It is a wind fan.
Can it cast gust 3 times?
Let's see.
Well, 2 times technically.
Yeah, you already used it.
Yeah.
Well, the only fan you can use an action to cast the gust spell.
Mhm.
From once a fan
Look at
should.
my picture.
Once
That is
used, the
some
fan
detail.
shouldn't be used again until the next dawn. Each time it's used again before then, it has a cumulative 20% chance of not working, tearing into uses. So, don't use
Yeah,
it
so-
again today.
Can technically be used 6 times in a given day, but on the 6th time, it will definitely stop working.
Nice. Ba, 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 ba.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
It's dangerous to stink
Does the-
alone. Take
Does the
this.
fan look
Try not to get
artistic?
any more splinters in your eye. I guess I'm in charge of carrying this
Oh, yes.
stonework
You are.
up the mountain.
Rashter would like to check to see how artistic the fan looks.
It's not like particularly
Fancy looking.
fancy, but it is a wind fan that sort of flares out, and it is pretty. I wouldn't necessarily call it art, but
That would have been useful in an earlier encounter. But, oh shit! I do need to mark Cliff
so I guess friends are leaving.
for now.
You could come with us.
We'll pay you a visit on our way back.
If we make it back.
We don't.
If we live,
If we don't get thrown off because we didn't have a certain Cyclops with us.
It's a son.
I'm sure friends will be fine. Please visit, like you say.
Sure, big guy.
We live, we will visit. Friend
If you hear,
Paul.
ah, then we're probably not visiting.
It's true.
Okay.
You're screaming in the distance.
There we go. That one gets bitten.
Perfect.
Would you like some lunch before you go? I have
Actually,
deer.
We're good.
on the way back, we'll, maybe on the way back we'll eat dinner with you.
If we're still alive, we'll come back.
We'll have a big dinner.
But if we
How about
die,
that?
it's 100% your fault. Bye.
Oh.
Would you like some water?
No,
We're
I think
good.
we're good.
Still. We're stocked up.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
You're a good friend, Paul.
You guys good friends too.
If you're ever nearby the village of Loudwater, that's where Cliff lives.
Loudwater, huh?
Unbelievably far away. It's
Okay.
unbelievable.
It's actually low water. I'm from low water.
Ah, yes.
It's on the other side.
Of the world.
Alright, so are you all taking your leave of Paul?
See you, Paul.
Goodbye, friend Paul.
We may never see you
Bye.
again.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Keep up the art. You're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
good, bud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
How are we
And so
carrying
are you
this
trying to carry
slab?
this thing, this slab?
Yes, Cliff is Herculean.
I can try and help. I'm not the
I
strongest.
think we should all gather up like Pikmin and
I'm not
It's
even
not.
the
It's not so large that it would be impossible for Cliff to carry on his own.
I mean, he's got the ogre strength.
Well, yeah, I fucking worked so hard on this. I'm not gonna just leave it on the side of the road.
This is going straight to the...
It's-
This is a gift now.
I'm also not saying that Paul made it. I fucking made
No.
it.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So you continue on your journey. You find the path once again. The Paul's cave was a little bit off the path.
Is there a sign outside?
No, there's not.
Oh,
Paul's
should
place.
make one. Yeah.
Cliff right now.
You gonna make a sign?
No.
Okay. All right.
Beware asshole Cyclops.
And if you continue up the mountain path, steadily increasing the altitude, you feel precipitation beginning to fall upon you.
Uh-oh.
Not rain, small flakes of snow, which some of you have not even ever seen.
a while since I've seen snow.
Start trying to bat them away.
Back in the day, it used to
What are
snow
you
all
doing?
the time.
What is this stuff?
It's called
Frozen
snow.
water that falls from the sky.
It's water that
Amazing.
freezes while it's coming down.
That's a thing.
Yes.
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 Taste it. It's pretty tasty. Don't eat the yellow snow.
No,
though.
eat the yellow one.
Don't eat.
No.
Don't.
Just,
No, eat it.
Rash, just pull your cloak tight and stay warm.
It's lemon flavored.
It's gonna be cold.
You made.
So are you all going to don your
Winter
cold winter
clothes.
clothes?
No,
Our gay apparel.
I'm
our
going to move
stoicism
somewhere
will
where,
keep us warm.
I'm going to move
I'm
somewhere where I
gonna-
won't be visible, and then I'll change into it.
It just goes over top your gear.
Yeah, it's a cloak.
It's made in a way. Yeah.
It's just a mantle. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a mantle cloak type deal.
Okay.
Like
Yep.
to don my gay apparel.
Okay.
La la
That's
la
right.
la 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 la.
Cliff has always been a bear.
Different.
We've known this.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to find fan art of you. Cliff. It's weird.
They just love him so
Okay.
much.
Wish there was fan art of me.
There is.
Yeah, we have it right here. Someone made it. If you and
Just not
Paul.
safe. Yeah, that's the first fan art. Yeah.
I'd say that's more
Right.
of Paul than of Cliff. But
You're right there, though. You're clearly marked.
That's pretty good. I hadn't seen
I
that
still
yet.
need to draw all of us together. Haven't got around to it yet.
So as you move up the winding path higher and higher, you eventually come upon a large plateau in front of you. And what you see is a large stone altar. The altar consists of a large stone slab with a giant boulder placed on top of it.
How big is it?
1 second. What's your marching order right now as you approach the plateau?
I'm in the middle with this sculpture thing.
Well,
I'm in the back.
yeah,
I'd be
around
around.
he's fighting Skelly for the back again.
Yeah.
I'd be around.
I'm gonna have Skelly follow Novus for now on. Like, just follow him. Just because
Okay.
he's usually in the back and out of harm's way.
And I'll have Hawkeye, what he was doing before, like 30 feet up, like following, like flying above doors.
So maybe nothing will stab the wizard in the back. Maybe Skelly can protect you.
Skelly.
Does the skeleton just hang off of his back?
No, it walks beside him.
Yeah.
Just looking at him the whole time. It doesn't look. Worse.
And if I see
Every-
something
every-
spooky, I'm gonna jump in its arms.
Yeah, every time you make eye contact with him, he goes, "Wah."
Wah.
Every time.
And this is what you see.
Why is there a battle map for this?
Yeah, why is there a battle map?
We're just
Curious.
talking.
That boulder.
Boulder. Boulder ball.
So anyway, how
What
big
if
is
that's
how big
10?
is this thing?
I cast fireball at the boulder. I'm joking.
So
One time he's gonna make you do it.
So this thing, the slab itself is about 15-ish feet in width from the way that you're looking at it, and it's about 10 feet off the ground as well.
Is this
The
like
boulder,
I'm assuming this is a raised plateau.
Yeah.
How high? From us to the top of it.
so this path here sort of leads up to it, sort of stopping here. You've got about a 15-foot climb as you get up.
I'm gonna send Hawkeye over.
Could we reach
to
the top of
investigate.
this altar or no? Like, could I set my stone piece on?
You'd have to like move up the step here.
Gotcha. What if I just set it at the bottom of the steps?
Does
I'd
this
like
look
to-
like a religious altar of some sort?
Is there any
I would lo-
markings or iconography on it?
Well, you're
I was gonna send
you're
Hawkeye
just
over.
now seeing it
Mhm.
as you sort of start up the path to the top of this plateau here. And so you can get closer, but I heard Novus say that he wants
to
Hawkeye to
send the
go up.
bird.
All right, where are you sending the bird?
To like fly around it and look at it, see the different markings, and like see what it can see.
Just gonna send
All right,
it.
make a perception check with
What
advantage.
if I don't wanna?
Then why'd you send the bird?
That
Damn
doesn't
it!
matter.
Not
Doesn't
very
matter.
good.
Okay. As Hawkeye flies around, when he gets to this side, he sees a creature.
What's he see?
1 second.
He's a pillar man.
Holy
Hawkeye
shit!
sees, and you see through Hawkeye's eyes.
Monkey Man?
boy.
You see
Oh,
a
yeah, the Monkey
grotesque.
Man.
You see a grotesque monster. It has a
Manticore.
humanoid head with the body of a lion, the wings of a dragon, a bristling mane stretching down the creature's back, and a long tail that ends in a cluster of deadly spikes.
Jameer.
Would Novus know what this is? Can I see if Novus knows what this is?
And so, yeah, you can make a nature check.
Nature.
Nature.
Nature 19. Yeah, you know this creature to be a manticore, generally a monster in every sense of the word. Every account that you have heard of such things does not end well for the creatures who find one or come about one. They are monsters of prey and are carnivorous. Further, with Hawkeye's perception check, you can see that the creature is wounded. It appears to be wounded, a large gash wound on its torso, on the lion portion of its body. It's also chained to the boulder and kind of recoiling, and is, crouched down, and is sort of lying down on the stone altar.
I kind of like whisper, yell to the party to like huddle up, and I tell them what Hawkeye has seen and what is over there. Uh, like relaying the information that you just said to them.
I
That's a
set
fucking
the
manticore.
sculpture down gingerly.
Okay.
But it's chained up. Seems strange.
Yes, it's chained to the boulder, and I've only read about manticores. I've never actually seen one in real life.
I didn't know such a.
And you said it's wounded.
Are you gonna bring Hawkeye back to you, or is he still gonna kind of fly around up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him back. He's going back.
Okay.
He's going back to where it was before. They're right here.
All right. Easily enough. You have seen several hawks around these mountains, and so you assume that probably hasn't been the first bird of prey or scavenger that's circled above the manticore's head. It didn't seem like it really took too much notice of Hawkeye.
Now, guys, I don't really know if we're going to be able to save this creature.
Why would we want to save it?
Yeah, why would we want to save a manticore?
I mean, we saved the Cyclops.
We
Cycloxes are humanoid.
Would Rashidor know what a manticore is?
I mean, Rashidor can make a nature check.
I'm just going off of what.
The reason we say the Cyclops is because we couldn't get around them. This thing seems chained up.
No, I would not know what a manticore is.
Yeah, based on the description Novus gave, you're kind of like, that doesn't sound friendly, though.
Yeah.
Let's just keep to the edges of this thing and get around it. I don't see the point of fighting it if it's chained up.
I see a point of putting it out of its misery.
This thing is terrifying. The way you describe it,
it's a very scary creature.
Let's just leave it. It might be best, actually. I don't mind putting down children, but not this thing. It's too scary.
Wait. What?
Babies. I killed babies.
I know you killed babies.
Even Rashidor at your terminology was
Right, so are you guys going to try to sneak around this thing?
But guys, what if this thing were to get infected by the Black Ecor?
Well, it's chained up.
It would be an unstoppable force.
I think you're.
It would be really annoying.
I think you're over exaggerating, for one.
Okay.
And two, that thing's chained here for a reason.
Yeah, we don't know if this is the stone giant's pet and if we killed it or released it.
That is bad impressions.
Start off on a bad foot. And maybe on our way back down we can kill it or release it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you guys on this.
Alright, so you guys going to try to sneak around it?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Pass Thou Trace.
Oh my
level.
goodness.
Just stay around me. As the shadows gather around us and
Okay.
concentrate on that.
And is Cliff going to be carrying the mosaic?
Yes.
All right, so
straight.
Somebody can
everyone,
help him.
everyone make stealth checks, but Cliff, you have disadvantage.
We get plus 10 to it.
It's a plus 10 on
20.
top of what you normally have.
26.
Oh,
16.
It's still 16
yeah.
because it's one automatic failure.
Our sugar got a freaking 37.
I got a 37.
Yeah, and everyone else got
A 37.
above a
Okay,
20.
It's a
So-
group check. So
you guys are moving along.
Oh, does Hawkeye need to roll one?
Yes, and so does Skelly.
oh yeah.
But Skelly has the plus 10, and Hawkeye has it too because we're all around it. We're going out this way?
27 for Hawkeye.
He got the same score as his dad. Nice.
We need one for Skelly.
27 for
Skelly!
Skelly.
Oh, Jesus.
Not bad.
You see me sneaking.
All right. And so, Cliff, you are moving along with this, and you're trying to be as quiet as possible. However, you unfortunately almost trip over a rock on the ground here, and you actually drop the stone mosaic onto the ground. The spell keeps the noise to a minimum.
I would turn around and dive on the ground and save the thing before
Let the thing
letting it
fall
drop
on top
the
of him.
ground.
Sorry, that's it. That's calculated within the stealth check itself.
No, what I'm saying is if I was about to trip and instead of dropping that, I would just fall to the ground instead of dropping.
Okay, so you're
Save
gonna hold
the
on
piece.
to it. All right, so you fall, twist and you fall onto your back, and again the spell absorbs most of the sound. However, the creature looks up from its almost
Nobody
slumberous
knows.
state. Hello?
Not a fucking word.
Is anyone there?
Goodbye.
Hmm?
And it looks around. Okay, yeah. That is just for reference, that is an 18 on its perception check. And so, you there! I require assistance!
Is our average not above an 18?
I thought we were at a group check. Oh, I was misunderstood. Oh, it was a group stealth check.
No.
So who is it seeing? All of us or just Cliff?
Well,
Well, if it,
It
looks
looks
over
up.
at a cliff, it's going to see all of us. We don't.
right, this
It's
is
not
a
Skyrim.
see, that's the thing, is this is a completely open area. There's nothing obscuring. It was simply
To see if we can go by without it
Sort of like-
noticing.
And like I said, the spell takes up most of the noise from Cliff falling to the ground. But it's enough to at least alert the creature. So it kind of sees you all in the act, like moving across the edge of the plateau here.
I step up.
We can still just run.
Yes, you.
Yes. I see you're in quite of a predicament.
I'm
Alright,
gonna continue
Yeah,
moving.
everybody else keep going.
Wait. I've been injured and left here to die by those filthy stone giants.
That's what will happen. Because we are friends with them.
That's
Oh.
I'm on notice.
You going
They mean
close
to
enough.
sacrifice me.
Then that's what they'll do.
Uh-oh.
We've come to make peace with them, so
We're not messing up.
wouldn't start off by helping you out.
Why are they sacrificing you?
Oh boy.
That I do not know,
Okay.
but I believe it to be to their god, Scoreus Stonebones.
So even it
The
says
fuck?
Scoreus.
Okay.
Okay,
Insight
so
the
just-
check.
confirmation.
Yeah, it's
Okay, and
17.
your insight checking.
You're not helping your case
What?
here, bud.
I'm insight checking whether he's lying to us, whether they tied him up for a sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, judging by the gash in his side and the fact that he's chained to a stone altar type looking thing,
Hmm.
he doesn't seem to be fibbing on this particular issue.
Doesn't
Seems
mean he's
legit.
telling the truth, though.
Well, you're fairly confident that what he's saying,
What? Just because
what
he
it
believes.
is saying.
Yeah, just because he believes that's what's happened doesn't mean that's the case. But yeah, I have no intention of untying this guy. Let's keep moving.
Yes.
Manticore bad.
Wait,
I don't know what you are,
human.
but you're bad.
You seem more sympathetic than your traveling companions. Wouldn't you take pity on one such as I, left here to bleed out and die?
Notice if you untie that thing, we will abandon you.
Now, hold up. I agree with the majority of the party. You were captured, you were hurt, for a reason. Now, if I were on my own, believe me, I would help.
And you would definitely die on your own.
But in this situation,
The creature rolls an insight check.
your cards have fallen short.
But please, I can help you.
We are here to bring peace with the stone giants, and if we were to release you, that would jeopardize our whole mission.
They would not know.
I'm pretty sure they would know.
Hey, did you guys let that Manicore out?
What Manticore?
What? Man to what?
Or
But I can lead you to a great treasure.
Insight check? I think
Okay.
is what that is.
Wasn't very confident in that insight check.
oh,
Cliff's already over here.
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
Dude,
shuffling.
this fucking thing's heavy. Can we get to where we're going?
He seems sure.
Novus, we're leaving. Goodbye. We're gonna keep moving.
we're gonna get paid for doing this anyway. Let's keep on it.
I'm sorry about your luck, friend. Maybe in another life, in another time, in a different universe.
A different timeline. Novus dies.
The wheel of time keeps spinning.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
What happened to Cliff's character?
He moved it over because we're leaving.
Can you at least heal me? I'm injured.
That would be a waste.
I can throw you some sand.
I would heal you for. If you tell us where the treasure is, I would give you a healing spell.
I cannot simply tell you where it is. I'd have to lead you there.
Goodbye!
This clip starts Looney Tunes right away.
Why, you impudent creatures! And he begins to try to fly towards you in particular, Cliff, and as he gets about 10 feet away from the boulder, the chain around its neck begins to tighten and pull it back, and it's like trying to gnash towards you in your direction. Its wings flapping. And then it flies
Fireball.
back down.
So you know,
Sort of like,
Terrifying sight.
that's why we don't let wild animals off.
and then it sort of moves
Oh, I
around,
completely
trying
agree.
to escape your view as it creeps behind,
I was
knowing
just
that
curious.
it had failed in its attempt to convince you to help it.
We're out of here.
I didn't know they could speak. It's pretty cool.
That is a terrifying, disgusting creature.
That thing's
It's not
fucking
every day
scary.
you get. It's not every day you get to talk to a manticore. I just wanted.
Doesn't those things
to do it.
smell awful? Apparently, I don't think they give off like a disgusting smell.
Yes. They always
From the distance that you
yeah.
kept from it, there was not much in the way of smells.
My nose and sensories are burned from Paul.
Oh well, if you hate those things, you would absolutely despise a chimera.
What is that?
Oh, it's like that, but 100 times worse.
Got a lion's head,
Oh.
right? I got him confused.
Where can I avoid this
A
chimera?
chimera has a lion and goat head and a snake tail.
Not D&D ones. They have a dragon's head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got
Yes,
a goat's head
Chimera
and a
are very
dragon's head.
dangerous.
Well, I will mark that on my list of things I'd like to not see.
I mean, you can see them anywhere. So,
What do you mean, anywhere?
I mean, you can. It could really be anywhere. There could be
Well,
one right behind you right now.
As we walk, I'm going to try to get as much info on these chimeras as possible.
And I'm gonna
Give them
deliberately give as little
vague
Yes.
information. Uh,
I think
All right,
it's janky
perfect.
shade. No, I'm gonna actually insight this to see. I'm gonna see if Dorian's telling the truth. Let's see if I can actually.
yeah,
Does
that's
what I wanted
Scaly
to do.
with Novus.
Ah, damn it!
That's Skelly and Novus.
Oh,
Yeah,
I wanted to roll low.
20. You can tell I'm not lying by what I'm saying,
just being vague as shit.
but it might be lying by omission or just deliberately not giving him the whole truth just to freak him out. But you definitely could tell I know some things about a chimera. And I'm
He has approximate knowledge of many
yes,
things.
I have approximate knowledge of chimeras.
As does Novus. He's done a lot of studying.
I literally wrote that in my book. I hate these things. I also hate chimeras.
There you go. There, DM right here. We have official artist Skelly.
Huh?
Convert it.
Oh,
With Novus.
Okay. Very good. So as you continue up the mountain path, the snow begins to come down much more fiercely. The ground beginning to become covered in it. As you go higher and higher, the air becomes thinner as you move along. This bothers you in particular, Cliff, because you're carrying this heavy stone slab, and it's beginning to become a bit tiresome. And in addition to the thin air, it is certainly wearing on you. It
This
is
is
getting
good.
old fast.
This is a
I
good way to
can-
burn
I-
his fat off.
do I see Cliff starting to struggle or flag?
I don't know, Cliff, is this discomfort becoming visible?
Or does it motivate
Sure.
him?
Are you trying to hide it? Or
No,
Is it-
Cliff doesn't hide his uncomfortability. He
I'll
just
say,
wears it on
long
his sleeve.
walk, he's discomfort.
Our
Rash
tears
would-
streaming down your face as we walk.
Rashidar would come over and try to help.
are you gonna take it from him, or are you just gonna help him?
He's gonna
No,
try
I'm
to
gonna.
lessen
I'm
the
going to
load.
assist him and not take it on my own because I know I'm not strong enough to carry that thing by myself.
Gotcha.
He's gonna get on the other side and act like he's helping.
Share
Walk
the load,
backward.
Mr. Froto.
Froto. All right. Yeah, you can help him out.
Yeah, that's what Rashidar would do.
Yeah, easy enough. The load's a little less now, Cliff, as Rashidar assists you.
Can Rashidar feel physical strain?
Yes.
Okay, I was just wondering. Because I know he's like not.
We haven't got a chance to dissect you when you die, so we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yes. I wonder how
You
that
know-
would work.
You don't need. You guys know I don't need to eat, sleep, or breathe.
Yes, we know you're a walking corpse. Just how much of a corpse are you?
Actively looking at Skelly and Rash, comparing.
I've never cried out in pain, and I don't bleed either. So
Interesting.
That's why I assumed you wouldn't feel physical strain. Now I know that you do.
You're starting to go toward the middle of the Venn diagram between,
The clues are coming together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
So-
all coming together.
it's all we get.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Eventually, after enough walking and scaling the mountain, you begin to see approaching over the horizon a massive stone wall and gate. It appears to be encircling something.
I send Hawkeye to like fly above it.
Valor, to me.
All right. Same song and dance. Give me a perception check with advantage.
What do you see, Valor?
Ah.
Oh,
Okay. Very good. Natural 20.
A lot of 20.
Total of a 24.
A lot of natural 20s flying into session.
There
Yeah.
are also a lot of natural ones
All
too.
exclusively Cliffs, though.
It's true.
That is true.
So, Hawkeye, flying about, he sees the Great Wall surrounding the gate is made of large stones and boulders. They seem to have been cobbled together. This is definitely not a naturally occurring thing. And the wall itself is about 40 feet high and goes on for seemingly miles. Although Hawkeye does not see any giants or anything in particular around the wall.
How high? How high does it go? For miles, you
Like
said?
40, it's like 40 feet tall, but it goes on for miles. This is a large structure.
Can I send him and have him come back?
Send him down the wall.
Oh, I thought he would go up the wall until he got to the top.
Well, like along the wall, you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. And while Hawkeye is doing that, what's everyone else want to do?
What are we to do, Lear? This is your show.
Let's see what the wizard has to say.
I mean, me and Cliff are probably going to want to set down this.
Yeah.
No, you have to hold it the whole time.
I'm a rogue. I don't have anything that boosts my strength.
I was
Okay,
thinking
so you guys
about
are
hitting
just
Cliff with haste, but
chilling out both figuratively and literally while you wait for Hawkeye to fly potentially miles down the length of this wall.
I thought he said he wanted to go up and see what's on the other side.
Well, he can see what's on the other side.
Oh.
He asked me to go,
Hey.
I presume, to see how long this wall really goes.
what did Hawkeye see when he saw the other side of the wall?
More of the same.
Just more wall?
Walls?
No, more of the same landscape.
Oh.
So there's
But
no
nothing-
structures on the other side of the wall.
No.
Is there like a doorbell or a big knocker on the hanging off the wall?
There's a large stone gate that's been intricately carved. That appears to be like a large, massive door.
Hmm.
It's definitely not human sized, though.
And it's closed.
It is closed.
I mean,
Is there a way I can have Hawkeye come back to me? Can I, like...
well, before it exits your mental command
Well,
range, come back.
Probably already too far.
He's probably already too far, that's why...
yeah, I'll say for the
Mm.
sake of whatever, that you changed your mind and you brought Hawkeye back to you.
What time of day is it?
I get out my orb of time.
Excellent.
All right, you look deeply, pondering your orb, and
You
what
could
you
have
see.
2 orbs to ponder, but you know.
It's true. And you can see that afternoon is bleeding into evening, and it will be evening time soon.
Okay, so we need to find shelter, like, now.
I mean, we could set up camp here outside the wall.
Yeah, on the snow
Maybe
trail
out of-
mountain.
Yeah.
You've
Maybe
got a
out of
couple.
view.
I mean, you've got a couple hours of daylight left, but yeah, I mean, you're getting towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I'd say we try to set up camp somewhere out of sight and get our main plan set. And
Yeah. So anywhere that looks like it can give us shelter from the elements around here.
yeah, same. Looking around.
You can both make survival checks, or one can give advantage to the other if one has proficiency.
I do
I
not
have
have.
proficiency. So can I get advantage, or
No,
how does
because
that
I
work?
don't have
Oh,
proficiency,
okay.
so we're just making rolls.
Yep.
I just see snow.
So the snow and everything is making it very difficult. Lear, you find that perhaps camping against the wall itself, perhaps a little while down the wall, uh, might provide a break in the wind, depending on which way the wind is blowing. However, there does not seem to be much in the way of other great camping locations outside of that.
Man, I really should have took that one spell.
Yeah, would have been really nice if a hut could just appear.
Yes, but fireball and haste, pretty important.
See, that's the issue with a wizard. Is once you get third level, there's so many third level spells you want. It's hard.
Yes.
I may ditch haste after our next long rest and change it for that battle. Or
You can't
can
do
I
that.
even do that? I can't.
No.
I can do that,
No.
but
Yeah, you can't.
If
You'd have
you
to.
find it somewhere, you can add it to your spell book. Like if you find a
Yeah.
spell scroll or a spell book,
But it costs a lot.
or you just level up and you take it next level.
Can you trade out a spell per level too with wizards?
think that's
He
the
can
thing.
change the spells that he
He can
prepares, but
prepare
he can't.
per day, but what's in his spell book is all he's got.
Yeah.
So it's got to be in his spell book.
He also needs to. Can't he like research spells too? Like create his own kind of.
takes a long time.
Not really.
That's more
He's gotta-
represented in his level ups. Those were
Oh.
the times he was researching.
Yeah.
Imagine if I combine Scorching Ray with Fireball and I shoot out 3 fireballs at once.
That's called Meteor Storm, and that's like a 9th level spell. So
Yeah, that'd be a 9th level spell, bud.
Shit. I didn't even know that was a thing.
all right, we're gonna
Alright.
try to camp against the wall, or we're gonna try to get on the other side of this wall.
Maybe that staff
I don't-
can.
I don't have any. Yeah. I used all my climbable pitons and stuff on the way up here. So.
Definitely not break into this place. So.
Well, maybe
And-
that staff can open this path or something.
Your
Yes.
bird saw no one around here.
Or no
Oh.
camping spots anywhere. Maybe a cave outside of the wall.
Oh, he said we could try and.
Against the wall would break
Against the-
a lot of the wind, but
I mean, we could try and pack down some of the snow. And just
So
make
we're
a.
just gonna knock on their door. Per se. And
Cliff would have to knock on it. I don't think any of us could get any sound out of that thing.
I knock with my offering.
okay.
With the.
You're gonna
No,
with you.
not
gonna-
with it. No,
He's
I'm
saying
saying
he's
I-
taking it with
I
him.
bring it with me.
slamming it against the.
Fuck
No,
this! I ain't
I-
carrying this anymore.
I know what you mean. Okay, make a strength check as you pounding against this stone door.
15.
Okay, you make a
Respect.
lot more noise than what you would think would come from this thing, and you wait a few moments and no answer.
Yeah, we tried. The giant
I,
setup.
I
right out
double
here.
knock.
Keep both hands.
Okay,
Let me in! Let me
Try again.
in!
Man,
It's slightly better.
a bit with more gusto this time, but still no answer.
B5
Hey, Lear, where was that spot that you pointed out could break a lot of the wind?
somewhere along this wall. More than likely. I don't know exactly. I haven't been to the spot yet. But I just assume probably my time on the wilds I've kind of seen.
You've seen 40
It's like a good
tall
wind
walls
break.
made by giants.
I mean,
I've seen more smaller walls. Like
I mean, you
3,
could. There's
4
enough
foot.
snow to where you
Slide
could
to side.
definitely like build up another side.
it doesn't
Sorta
even
like-
have to be that high. It only has to be like 2 feet. Because
Yeah, I
Probably
mean, you
only
could
3
you could find ways to further break the wind, but as far as like natural
Yeah, well, let's,
natural
let's-
barriers, that wall is the only thing.
So let's use the
Mhm.
wall and build like a little half igloo.
yeah, because we could try to igloo rolls.
Yeah,
Cliff's-
make survival checks for those trying to make the igloo.
Sure.
I'm gonna do that anyway.
I'll try.
Against the wall. So you also do that?
Yeah, I can't. I don't have proficiency in survival, but
Just roll the survival checks.
19.
11.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You're able to cobble something together that resembles a partial igloo. It isn't perfect, but it breaks a lot of the wind from either side.
All right.
How cold is it? Can I like make a campfire with
Mm,
fireball?
we would need something that's flammable.
Do we
Is there
have
any
any?
like stray sticks or anything laying around?
I have one sheet of parchment paper.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
you can just use that same survival check. You can find twigs and
I also-
pieces of dry wood
I
that you
also
can.
have a tinderbox on me.
Okay. Well, there's the tinderbox.
I can druid craft a flame if need
Yep.
be.
I wanted to just hurl a fireball. I can set stuff on
No.
fire too,
There's
guys.
force behind that. I'm telling you.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
We need a
So-
gentle approach.
I'm gonna start gathering up all the twigs and work my way up to larger pieces of wood that'll hopefully burn through most of the night.
Okay. All right, and you guys can successfully get a fire started. And given the stone wall behind you, as well as the snow walls that you've created, it keeps a little bit of the heat in. You guys aren't comfortable, but you aren't freezing to death either.
We all cuddle around Cliff.
I'm feeling a little
Right.
uneasy. I do want to take one last, like, real good look around this area.
Yeah,
If that's okay.
I'll help him out.
Okay. Perception checks.
You helping me or you doing it?
Either way, I mean,
I'll just roll if you want to roll. Too.
sure,
Do you want me to send Hawkeye with you guys to look around too?
sure.
I don't know if you need it now.
Ooh,
Nice.
another one.
All right.
Yeah, you guys don't need Hawkeye.
You guys take a look around at your surroundings, looking for any signs of anything in
Any
particular.
type of movement, any. I'm
You
looking
do
for
not
forms of
find-
humanoid shapes anywhere.
Yeah. Or and then I'm gonna be looking out for any bestial things that might be trying to scurry around.
You do not
Try and
find
keep an eye out.
anything in particular
All right.
alive. What you do each see, you do see large footprints in the snow, probably about a mile outside of your camp.
Hmm. Are we able to determine who finds them actually?
You both kind of find them at the same time. You both look at each other.
All right. Lear, any idea what that might be?
To try.
There's probably a good I got a good idea of what it could be.
It looks
Yeah.
humanoid.
Yeah,
All right.
just-
If it looks humanoid, then I would just hazard the same guess.
I'm not comfortable with being this close to their camp. No,
Like we
I know we bring peace, but their new management seems to be unwelcoming.
Right.
Well,
But
would
at
you
this
rather
point,
try to-
the sun has set, and it's becoming pretty much too. It would be too difficult at this point, likely, to set up camp somewhere else.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying this to him. Just in conversation.
not like we have much of a choice, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
I'll be awake the entire night, so I'll definitely raise the alarm if I see anything.
what the fuck's up with that?
What's up with what?
Yeah,
Speaking
what
of
the fuck is
alarm,
up with that?
Yeah, what the fuck's
Yeah,
up with that?
yeah. What the fuck is up with that?
I'm not sure what you mean. The not sleeping thing, or
There's a lot I'd like to talk to you about, but I feel like here's not the time. Maybe if we live through this, we'll have some interesting conversation.
Just set an alarm around the camp.
Okie
Okay.
dokie.
I
Do
guess me.
you need this? I mean, what?
I was saying we're just probably walking back to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
You just seem interesting, Asher. I've not met many outside the circle of my own. I grew up with people like Cliff and more regular people than what our group carries. It's just interesting. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things that I thought I once knew. And I clearly don't. It's kind of upsetting to me that I'm ignorant about these things.
Most druids, a druid, and as far as I think would act, I'm pretty sure you all are pretty apathetic to the rest of the world, aren't you?
We do care for Loudwater. Other than that, we don't care for the big cities, and just the people have such a poor perception of the world around them. The world does not care. It's cold, it's brutal. It kills nothing more than wrong place, wrong time. The weather, I mean, there's so many things in play that just people just don't respect it.
Listen,
So it's hard to feel bad for people that don't. That's how most circles see it.
I understand, and from a world point of view, I can kind of grasp what you're getting at. From a merchant city, everyone is trying to get one up on the other guy, get the best deals, screw somebody over. It's cold.
I agree. It's also cold right now. So I tighten my cloak a little.
It is very cold.
Yes.
I'm
Now I
not
just
immune.
needed an orb of cold, an orb of temperature.
Orb of
Tell me-
temperature, he says.
Yes.
Yeah, we just make it our way back to the camp.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way back. And you find everyone sort of coddled together around the fire, trying to keep as warm as they can.
As personally possible.
As the
Does
night
not
goes
happen.
on, it gets a little bit colder.
Yeah, I'll try to stay up and druid craft the flame to kind of give it some more heat. Kind of like a, I don't know, just increase the flame size a little bit. Just a little bit.
We'll need somebody to get up during the night to check on the flame, and I can check on it from the rest of the night.
I'll take first watch and care for the fire.
All right. Anything you guys are doing while you're huddled around the fire trying to keep warm?
I'm just sitting with my back against the wall, facing outward, so I can see anything that's coming up to the mouth of the igloo-esque structure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm practicing like sleight of hand magic to impress the stone giants when we meet them.
I'm reading my book.
I am currently writing notes about this adventure in my notes. My cliff notes, if you would.
God, stop. No.
Cliff notes. Yeah.
It's Cliff Notes.
All right.
Standing in the fire and just hoping we don't get churned and up and killed the next couple of days.
All right. All of you mostly keeping to yourselves as you brace the cold, staying as warm as you possibly can. Majority of you are able to at least find some sleep. And so Lear's taking first watch.
Fire watch, you could say.
All right. Are you also keeping an eye out Like an actual watch?
Yeah. Just while I'm keeping the fire
Make a
going.
perception check then.
And I'll be consistently
Ooh,
watching that the entire night.
natural 20 for a 27.
Holy shit.
So many natural 20s.
I
That's
know.
pretty good.
Maybe we should have fucking fought all that shit today.
It's more fun to not fight.
Alright, so Lear, you keep a
Something.
great eye on the fire as well as maintaining watch on everything around you as well, and your watch goes off without a hitch. And so are you waking anyone else up in particular?
Do I know by now be with Rash? Does he wake up in 4 hours? 2?
I am sitting motionless with my eyes open, looking out the front of the igloo.
Yeah. He's had his eyes open this whole time.
But I'm not
But for
moving
some-
and breathing.
Then I will. If he's not moving, we need someone to watch this fire. I'm going to wake up. I'll wake up Doran.
All right.
Just kind of fire watch. Your turn. No. Go to bed if he wakes up.
If he wakes
Alright.
up, does he wake up?
No, I
Yeah,
know.
deep.
Yeah.
Alright, make a perception check, Dorian.
Ooh,
It's pretty fire.
pretty fire. Watching the fire, making sure it doesn't go out.
It's easy to lose yourself in it.
As you're staring at the fire, Dorian, you kind of get lost in your own thoughts regarding how you began your day. Thinking about everything, what it could mean, what you might have to do. Before you know it, and before you're duly warned, you hear the flapping of wings in the air. Some to the left, some to the right, and some in front of you. And all you can see as you look up and around are black winged masses levitating in the air. And that's where we'll call tonight's session.
Ooh. Cliffhanger.
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 That's right,
That
cliffhanger.
We didn't want to have a combat counter rolling so fucking hot.
No, end the session. No combat.
No,
We're done.
not tonight, not tonight.
would they have set off my alarm?
He said
They're-
they're flying.
They're flying.
Well, I'm pretty sure. No, it's not a bubble.
No.
I don't know anything. That was fucking fun.
You know what would have been safe? A dome.
Yeah.
A magic that keeps us warm.
And
What? Well,
and
when I
camouflage.
hate you and you get double everything, you're gonna be happy about that.
I would rather have been warm.
Well,
That's fine.
haste only gives people extra actions, right?
It gives AC, move speed, and an
Yeah,
extra attack.
I mean it's
Haste-
yeah,
It's really
it
good.
gives like +2 AC. It gives
It's a
an extra
good spell.
attack that you can use,
Has advantage on dexterity saving
and
throws.
which it's a free attack too. It doesn't use your bonus
Yeah.
action or your action.
But it doesn't really help wizards for casting, though.
No,
It's a buffing your martial class spell.
Yeah.
And if
See,
you're a
we're brilliant.
sorcerer, you can twin it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can
Or-
I haste myself?
You
Yeah,
could.
you
haste
could.
yourself as a
Could.
If you
wizard.
wanted to.
But you can't cast 2 spells, right? Even with haste?
Yeah.
Nope.
So
Right.
it's better on martial classes.
Well, I could
like
haste
Warren.
and then cantrip, right? Or no, I'd be
But
wasting
no, on your
that
hasted turns, you would
Yeah.
not be able to cast any more spells.
Yeah.
So
I
And if
would
you
be
like
able
got the spell storing shit, you could put the haste spell in there and then give it to someone, and
Yeah.
then they could
to-
cast
yeah,
it. Which I believe that's a
eventually I
class
will
feature.
get.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
class feature of your wizard.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I put
That's
spells
awesome.
in bubbles, and I can give you a bubble.
But like this little end
That's
section
cool.
right here is the perfect example of why Liam's tiny hut is a must-have spell.
Yeah.
It's really good. Because you can have a fire in there.
No,
Yeah,
get it on
it
level
warms
8.
you, it lights you up, and these fucking
And
things
it
could.
camouflages us too,
Yeah,
and
and
they
these
can't
things-
physically hurt us.
Yeah, these things, whatever they are, can't touch us.
Oh,
Well,
they
at
can't.
level
Even
8,
if they did
or
see you and find
not
you,
level
they
8,
couldn't get in.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to get in.
At level
For
6,
8
I
hours.
will.
It's also a ritual spell, so it doesn't like take up a prepared spell slot,
Mhm.
which is also good.
Crazy good.
It's a very powerful spell.
Because the
Well, I
unfortunate
was
thing about a wizard
teetering
is you're
on
always
haste
going to know more spells
that
than you
one.
can actually
Mhm.
prepare.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
it's all good.
it's useful.
Nah,
Yeah.
you didn't pick
It's
bad.
exciting.
You didn't pick bad spells.
Just so many good ones.
It's
Yeah,
just
third level
just
spells
because the
are, like,
spell's not combat
pretty good.
oriented, don't sleep on it. Because they can be a lot better than what they seem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got to use Mindy in this session.
You